And we're off. How you doing, Carl?
Good, chilling,
I see you got a blunt in your hand.
This is a black.
I just started smoking like 2 weeks ago, but it's because of upcoming surgery I got, so it's calming my nerves for that. After that, I'm
Okay.
not gonna smoke after that. It
No,
does
that's
help with
right.
anxiety though.
Definitely.
Yeah, but thank you. This is long, long overdue. We've been
I
supposed to
know,
do this
right?
years, years. But yeah, let's jump into it because we have a lot to talk about.
So much. Let's talk about it.
All right. So, why don't you tell me about your early life? Like, who's Carl? Where did Carl come from? What did Carl used to
Um,
do?
Let me see. Early life me. Just a kid. I was actually a quiet kid. I didn't really do a lot. I did, and I was really quiet until I
Really?
started until I started getting into like plays and anything where I could be like on the stage giving like attention and shit is where I reigned it. So it was just like usually I wouldn't really talk to nobody. I mean, people would gradually, come towards me um when it was time to like, talk. And so I guess I just attracted a lot of people, but I just really wasn't a people person. But when you like we had other plays at school and stuff, I would really jump in those. I did play sports and stuff in school, and not really because I really like sports. It's just the fact that it was a way to be center of attention, if that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm.
I get the ball, I play football, I make a touchdown, everybody's excited. I like that. So that's the only reason why I really played it. I really didn't like sports though, but I did anyway.
But
So
you
that
used
was
to play
pretty much
football?
it. hmm I play football, baseball, and basketball. Basketball I sucked at, but I played
Oh
it.
wow, I didn't know that. I used to play
hmm
baseball too. I was an athlete
Yeah.
growing up, and
Baseball was
soccer.
one of my favorites. Football was just it was easier for me to do it. So it
So was
was
you tackling
easy.
or?
Yeah. So it went hard. Shit. They got to whoever with the opposite team just tackle their ass easy. So I did that. So all the way till about high school, I think I played football and then track like all through high school. And baseball, we didn't have a baseball team. I would have did baseball. We didn't have one. But other than that, yeah, that's pretty much it. I really reigned in a lot of plays and stuff. I was like one of them nerd kids, so I was like National Honor Society, book reading, things of that nature. So that was pretty much me growing up.
Okay. So you was so safe to say you was popular in high school too.
Yeah, actually, the second part of high school, the first part, I mean, like I said, that nerd Carl lasted for a very long time until maybe I got to about my sophomore, junior year is when I decided, you know what? I was always a quiet person that always like observed everybody. So people always know me to read people and read personalities very well. And that just came with growing up. Like, cause I was always a quiet person. The quiet person sees everything. So the person that's in the corner not talking, they see everything. And I just learned that everybody got their own shit. Everybody has this thing where they're really scared to be themselves. And when I realized that, I said, you know what? I might as well come on out here and just do what I want to do. And as soon as I did that, things changed and I started noticing I got popular. I did make my homecoming court, so I guess people just start liking me after that.
Okay. So is your
So
real name like Carl or is it like short for something?
that my real name. Well, I would not pick that by choice. I'm a junior, so yeah, I'm named after my daddy.
So is it like Carlton or?
Just Carl. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah, Carl.
So after like high school and stuff, what did you see yourself getting into?
So when I in the 12th grade year, I had actually auditioned for a talent agency where they interview, I think maybe about a good 2,000 people, and they picked like 200, and I was one of the 200 they picked. But they set us in a room. It's like, all right, y'all made it, congratulations. Well, now we finna get y'all the real. Like, this is gonna be some stuff that's not completely guaranteed. So y'all want to go into the entertainment business? I'm all for it, but I don't want y'all to think that like y'all finna jump in here and y'all finna make a whole bunch of money. Y'all finna be famous overnight. I'm just gonna tell y'all right now. It's something that it may not be as promising as you think it's gonna be. And it was me and one of my other best friends that got it, and we kind of looked at each other like, do we want to do this? Like, or do we not want to just go to college and just like do that? So we end up turning it down. I went to college. She went to college. We just started living life. And then after a while, it's like I've always thought about entertainment in the back of my mind. Like it always has been. I had, as y'all know, life be lifing. So with all the things that happen with life, it's just like, I kind of wish I would have done that, but I really didn't have the time to. And back when I was in my 20s, like a lot of the things like, TikTok and Instagram, all that stuff wasn't a thing then. So it didn't start coming into like fruition until maybe I was like in my 30s where I started seeing, independent artists making better music. Because I was independent artists, don't get me wrong, when I was in my 20s, but the beats that you can get as independent artists is completely different from what the beats you can get now. The
Mm,
recognition you can get from your talents now was completely different then. So yeah, being independent back when I was in my 20s was kind of like, I really wouldn't do that. Whether you were acting, whether you were doing music, regardless, if it was an entertainment space, I wouldn't recommend it back when in my 20s. It just wasn't a thing like that. But when I got to put my 30s, it was kind of more, more common. It was easier. The resources were easier to obtain then. So once some of the things in my life, like, cause I took care of my mama, like most of my 20s, all my 30s till she passed away in 2019. So
mm.
when my mom had passed away, it's like, well, shit, I've always wanted to be in entertainment. Let me start now. I'm thinking like, of course, in this generation, it's like once you kind of aged out if you get 30. So like once you get 30, it was like I was in that stigma, like, damn, am I too old? I was like, no, fuck that, I'm just gonna do it anyway. So and here we are.
I mean, look at Victoria Monet. She didn't pop up. She was like 32.
And people learn. I think that's that is, but I think that's just the mindset you in when you're like in your like late, like I say late teens, early 20s. That like once you get 30, because back in the day we had a thing like by the time you got 30, you'd be married, you have kids, you have a house, and the economy just didn't wasn't as good to us as it was to our parents. So things just changed a lot compared to then to now. So I we're not the average 30 and 40-year olds that were like when we were kids. So you know. We look a lot younger. We are a lot, what I can say, hipper. We a lot more, I guess, visible than the 30 and 40-year-olds when I was growing up. It's like once people turn 30, they just disappeared, and that ain't the case now. So yeah, I said, you know what? I'll give it a shot. Why not? And here we are. It's been great. I'm glad I did.
Okay. So,
Mhm.
you have a song, which is actually one of my favorites called "He Twerking on His Dick." He twerking on his
Yeah,
dick. He twerking on his
twerk shit.
twerk
Yes,
shit. What made you
yes.
want to come up with a song like that?
So when I released my first project, it was just like it was like all my music is like passion projects. I don't really be caring if anybody listen to it or not. It's just because I want to listen to it. So when I first made the first album, it was during COVID, and I made a if you listen to my first album, Rockstar, go y'all can go get that. It's in all music platforms. But Rockstar is my first album, and it's a lot. I think it's like 7 songs on there, and they're all different. So I was just doing different type of songs and seeing what people liked from me. I noticed people like the twerky music from me, which is my favorite as well. So when I noticed that I put out an album with a bunch of different sounds on it, what everybody gravitated towards was the type of music that I like making. So when I made my second project, Throat Factory, it was like, okay, I'm going to do more of what I like to listen to and the music I like to make. And Twerk Shit was one of them. Of course, that's where Cock Goblin, Bucci Cat, of course, I like sexually based music, so my inspiration would be like Plies, Yin Yang Twins, Trina, 69 Boys. I liked all the sexual
Lil
music
Kim.
growing up. Look him, like that's all. Those are all my influences. That's what I listened to all growing up. So my music just reflects the music that I liked. So of course, the title of the next album, Throat Factory, and you see is a lot more racier and a lot more raunchier than the first one because that's what I prefer to make. So twerk shit, yes, I do like twerk music, so that's one of my favorites, and I really like that beat. So I said, let me go with this one as the second single. Cock Goblin was the first one because it's supposed to be like a part two of Bunny Pussy, so that's why I
Mm-hmm.
did the Cock Goblin record. But yeah, twerk shit was the next one because that was my favorite. Those are my favorite too. Those are ones I was kind of like debating between. Was those two? So I'm just gonna do them both.
Okay. So, how do you feel about like people that would say, or if you ever heard someone say, like, oh, why is he doing this type of music at his age range and all this other stuff? Like, why can't he do something different?
I hear that. Actually, I've heard that a lot. Actually, when it comes to that, what I've learned, me being in this age range, you will fuck your own self up listening to what other people tell you to do. Can't nobody tell you what to do at any age. I don't know where we get this thing where I guess at a certain age you got supposed to age out of this and oh you're supposed to be more mature and you're supposed to do that. And I mean, if y'all want to do classical jazz music and y'all want to rap about the sun and the stars, that is completely your choice. And I'm not gonna lie, I do like the type of music too, but that's not what I like to make. So I'm not gonna make it. And if I my thing is how I feel, my response to a lot of those people, if you don't like it, turn the channel. You ain't gotta listen to it. I may not be everybody's cup of tea. Like I said, I make great music and I get hundreds of thousands of streams. I somebody is liking it. So at the end of the day, if it ain't your cup of tea, like a lot of these artists out, even the mainstream artists, if you don't like that artist, just don't listen to them. That's it. It's not gonna hurt my feelings. I get paid regardless. So it don't really matter to me.
So I heard in like through the streets that you actually opened up for Trina. How was that?
I did. It was nerve wracking. Of course, when Trina is always an artist that she does a lot of different type of crowds. The opportunity I got was through her team and some other mutual friends of ours that kind of connected us where she needed openers, and she allowed me to do it. But she did it at a straight club, and I was just like, ugh. My music, I make gay music, so we just gonna call it what it is. My music is gay. It's for gay audiences. That's what it is. So I'm just thinking. Then it was in my hometown. It's in Detroit, so it was like I already know how my plate where I live at is at. So I'm looking like I don't want to do my music here in a straight place, but it is Trina. So I said I do want to. I don't want to miss the opportunity. So I was really like battling that for a long time. I said, you know what? It's a great opportunity. I got on that plane. I went. I did it, and they were receptive. I think they were just listening to I guess my flow, and they were kind of listening to the beat, and people were rocking with it. And I think some of the words I did try to roll over really fast, but I think a lot of them were catching it. Like they was like bopping their head and think about like, wait, what? So I was like, well, hey, I'm just gonna keep going. But it was nice. It was a good opportunity. Shout out to Trina. Shout out to the rock stars out there that made that happen. But yeah, we had a great time. But yeah, I was
Right.
nervous as fuck.
I did not know you was from Detroit. You're really from Detroit?
hmm
I thought you was from
hmm
Atlanta this whole time.
Nope. I just been here a while.
That explains a lot.
Yes. Like I said, well, you know where I'm from. It makes sense.
Yeah. So throughout the years since 2018, there's been so many shows. G Status, Chasing
hmm
Atlanta, the Chasing Reality brand, G Status,
Period.
On the Way Up, Gemini
hmm
Films, Bad Boys
hmm
Club, Web Life, et cetera, et cetera. So it's
Yes.
like you've been dibbling dabbling in so many like shows just by being there. And for
hmm
some reason you always got the camera time even when not asked because you were just up there or had something that was you knew, you was involved in web life. How was that? Because I did see you in that show.
What? How was Web Life?
Yeah, how was doing web life?
Web Life was actually fun. I really enjoyed Web Life. And now the funny story about Web Life is that I wasn't originally cast for that. And I know I did an interview with
Oh,
another shout out to Trimmy. I was telling her about my web reality journey. Is that like I said, when they cast that show, they were already a month or two into filming before I got on that show. And mind you, they had a whole cast, and one of their cast members was ironically Miss Tony Bryce. And
mm,
Tony said that she didn't think it was a show for her or something she do, so she dropped out and they needed somebody to replace her. But then I guess when the producer was talking to I guess his team, they played like the first two episodes and they said the show is missing something. They need somebody they need a reality personality on here. And then I guess two of the cast members immediately thought of me. And I was like, well, I mean, I'm gonna come in there, but I mean, are y'all gonna be ready? Because I know y'all be like real, you know. For example, like how even with chasing this past season, it's kind of like when people you get these groups of people. Sometimes you get the people that think, they want to do the classier thing. Like, oh, we're gonna come here, we're gonna have brunch, and we're gonna, drink tea with our pinkies in the air. And sometimes I don't fit that mold. So that's what when they approach me with it, I'm looking like, Because when they told me I was replacing Tony, I'm like, how the fuck I replace Tony? Tony's a real pulled up bitch. I'm not. I've been ghetto my whole life, and it's just like I don't know how that's gonna work on the show where I know y'all up here trying to act like y'all, y'all real pulled up and y'all out here being like the classy gays of Atlanta. I'm not coming in like that because that's not me. So are y'all gonna be okay? And then my friend, which is one of the ones that I feel like was one of the classier, he said, "Well, honestly, Karl, that's exactly why we're bringing you in because of the fact they said it's classy, it's given that classy setting, and it's boring, and nobody's gonna watch it." So I said, "All right,
Mhm.
I'm gonna come in there and I just do what I normally do. Things that I've heard. Of course, at the time I was me and Tramiel was doing the corporate mouth. So we talked about all like we used to do the blog, all reality blogs and all the, rumor mills and all the web reality news. So I had some tea on some people that was in the group and I said, well hell, since we here, let's
Mhm.
talk about this. And it made a show. So it was like it was great. We had a great time, everybody. Some ones I got along with, some I didn't, but we've all moved on past since then. But it was a good. Reality TV is different for me because I'm gonna just come in being exactly who I am all the time. Either you like it or you don't, and I don't really care either way. So you know, it was fun
And then,
though.
yeah, and then you were part of G Status season 2 when you got involved in some conflicts where you actually broke somebody's leg, I heard,
I did not break that man's
and you
leg, and
threw
I don't know
somebody
why.
off the porch.
One thing, okay, that happened. Okay, so what
We didn't get
happened
to
with
see that.
that? You didn't. This particular person was being very dramatic. You know how
Mhm.
you get on reality shows, and some people they gonna take that victimhood and take it way somewhere else. I'm like, sir, I didn't even do all that. Like, you are really like dragging this, and it was just he was already. I think he was already been an asshole like to everybody on the cast. So if he had a space where he could be the victim, he was gonna run with it, and I think that's what happened. And I wasn't on. I'm because on G Status I wasn't actually on the show. I was, I was a friend of the show with Tramiel. So Tramiel was casted. I was just there, but he was very rude to me. And then when I said, you know what, I'm gonna let it slide. I'm not on the show, so he don't have to be nice. So I'm gonna let it go. But when he started fucking with my people, and then he said something crazy to me, I said, well, girl, fuck that. I'm gonna beat her ass, because bitch, I already wanted to whoop her ass from the first time, but I let it slide because I'm not very as controversial as a lot of people think I am. Like, okay, you were rude. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna let you have that. You ate that. I'm gonna let you keep that. I'm just gonna just sit in the side because this ain't got nothing to do with me. But when you directed over me, he was talking to somebody else, was cussing out, he's being rude to my friends, and then he said something to me like on the lines of, "Yeah, you too, bitch," and that was all I needed. I mean, now you're directly talking to
Sounds
me.
familiar.
Yes, and now I can jump in because now you've already brought me into it. Because I would have set my ass in the corner. Because me, I don't jump in shit ain't gonna do with me. So you into it with them. Those are my people. I ain't gonna let you fuck them up. But you threw me in it, so now I got to get in it. But yeah, G Status was that was a journey. I'm glad I wasn't on that show because I said I don't know how that would have how I would reacted being a part of that cast because I witnessed some things, and I'm not gonna say from the cast, the production was worse than the trash, than the
I've
cast.
heard.
Honestly, they were way worse than the cast. Like if I'd have been there, I've been ready to fight production. It had nothing to do with the cast, and it wasn't. And to be clear that up, it wasn't KL. KL was never even there. So I don't know why he felt like the need to get online and defend G Status so much when that entire G Status era had nothing to do with him. I think the only thing he did was name it. Everything he didn't do nothing else. So I don't. That's another story. But yeah, it was fun. It was fun. Good times though. Good times.
And then you was involved in Chase Atlanta season 5 with this whole bomb that had to be
Oh
dropped by
my
Rico
God,
Cassadine, and it's
Lord Jesus.
between Rico and Dominique. And we saw you. You was like, "Did I say it about the drop? No, you didn't." And I'm just like,
I
"What?"
never said, and mind you, I'm literally saying it in the scene that I never said anything, but it's like it's just a play on words. They were going into their new season, and sometimes I feel like when people get on these reality shows, they have to go in there with some type of mess. Like that's the goal, to go in there with mess. And I think that's what it was. Like, for example, me and Rico Castine were friends at the time. And that was the
Mhm.
issue that was having with him. He was really trying to go into that show with some mess. And I feel personally, and I still feel the same way. I feel like Rico Castine is talented enough to where he didn't have to do that. I said, Nick, your talent speaks for itself. If somebody fuck with you, that's different. But to go in there purposely picking with people is for you don't have to do that. Like you don't be that person. And he just but he grown, he gonna do what he want to do. So I guess if you rewind 2 months before that, um, I had a conversation with Neek. And me, I had just done finished Web Life, and I was like, well, you were the villain on season 4, going into season 5. You might want to just make sure that you just be on your P's and Q's because people are gonna be trying to come at you out of left and right. Mind you, this is before I had this conversation with Rico. And I wasn't saying like, "Ooh, I know some tea, bitch." It wasn't because I know a lot of people when they talk to me, they think that like I'm always got some tea. It's underlining. I don't know how many times I got to tell people that there is nothing underlining with me. I'm gonna tell you exactly what it is. If I had known Rico was coming at you, and I wanted to say, "Bitch, you need to watch your back because Rico coming at you," I would have said that. I was just giving him advice from one reality star person to the next. I was new to reality TV at the time, and so was he. And I said, if you get on the show, they are going to try to come at you because you were the villain last time. He took that conversation and then Rico trying to come at him and kind of like try to put 2 and 2 together and said, "Oh yeah, that's what Karl was talking to me about, and that's what he was talking about in that scene." Remember when you said I was like, I remember saying that, but I did not say it was Rico. I never said it was Rico. I didn't talk to Rico at that time. Like I did say that to you, but I did not say it was him. I never said it was him. So I'm like,
Mm.
what are you talking about? Y'all just be making shit up. I'm like, I don't know. That Rico took that. But see, the fact is Rico did say it. He didn't say it at that time. But he did say it. But Rico was my friend at the time. So I wasn't gonna throw him on the bus like, bitch, boy, you did say you was coming in the show to come at him. But I wasn't gonna throw him under the bus like that. So it was a whole thing. But and then me being the person that I was, I got end up throwing they threw I got end up getting thrown under the bus.
Now, why am I
Saying
in it?
basically why it was given why am I in it? And I had nothing to do with that season or that beef. Like literally had nothing to do with it, but I got thrown in it. So yeah.
Mm. So it's kind of like, I remember back then over the time, like the 2020, 2021 when COVID was
Yeah.
happening, everybody, because you were mostly known just by being like on the panels,
Right.
shows, and everybody loved you because you had this bright person. I remember when I first met you, we clicked. Like
Mm-hmm.
you was like, I'm like, I remember going back, I like Karl. He's exactly
Yeah.
how he is on these panels. And then
Exactly.
for years, people was like, Chasing has become people like, why is certain people not on Chasing? And your name was the main one that kept coming up along with
Right.
Mel, Corday.
Mm-hmm.
Who else they kept saying? Certain other people, some people from Gen, like O'Neil Blue, like some people why.
Yeah.
And then,
Mm-hmm.
season 7 comes, and then, surprisingly, we seen Tramel go into, a space, and then we finally see you. And
Yeah.
everybody's like, oh, finally. So it's like, what made you want to get on Chasing? And like, how long did it take you to achieve getting on Chasing?
Well, honestly, I though like another misconception. Everybody keeps saying like, "Well, Karl, why you ain't on Chasing? Why you ain't on Chasing?" I never applied to be on Chasing. The first season I
Oh,
thought no, I remind you, the first season I thought I applied for was season 5. So during season 5 time, my manager was the late great Dee Rashawn, and she
God
had
rest his
did
soul.
yeah she did Jay Amore's like whole package to take
Hmm.
over there. So at this time, Dee Rashawn did everything for me. So she booked all my bookings. She got all my contract negotiated. I really didn't have to do nothing but just put on my clothes and show up. So to regardless, interviews, magazines, she did everything. So chasing was something that we both was a goal for both of us, her as a manager, me as an artist. But I said, you know what? This is one thing I want to do myself. Let me do it myself. So I made my tape and sent it over to Kevon Burns. Now, Kevon Burns what used to be with Chasing,
This
but
was
he's not
way
with Chasing
back.
way back. But what I did was Google Chasing, and then when I did it, it popped up to his page, and it had a spot. Apply for Chasing here. So
Hmm.
I applied. So I did my video. I sent it there, and she was like, and she called me like, "All right, I'm going through like talking to them about your video. They said they don't have it." And I'm like, I know I sent that damn thing. So I went back, check and figure out where I sent it to, found Kevon's page, went to the page where it said apply for Chasing here. I guess when I put the video in, it let him know that he's, that somebody's clicking that, trying thinking it's Chasing, and he took it off his page. So by the time
Oh,
I realized that they had already closed the bidding and like, bitch, auditions are closed. And she said, now why the fuck? And I was like, well, that's fine. I'll apply for season 6. And season 6, they didn't cast. And then, after season 6, he said he was ending it. So that was it.
so you were originally maybe possibly going to be on season
On
5.
season 5. Had I did it, that I
Oh,
might have been on season 5. So that was my fault. So yes, I fucked it up. And yes, Danita was mad. And I
because
was too. I fucked it up too. That was my
Because
fault.
because I've been hearing through the grapevine through like certain panels, and you know how these people on these panels be like,
Mhm.
oh, they didn't really want Carl.
Mhm.
He's too this, he's too that, and I remember I got on the panels one time like, how they don't want Carl because of the same thing that these people already have been doing, and
Yeah.
then on top of that, everybody been wanting Carl and certain other people. He has this, he has that going on, so it's like, what are we talking about?
That's what I'm saying. And that's how I would come when it comes to this internet stuff. That's what we talking about. People just start making stuff up. Because I'm looking like they can't say that. That's why you and ask Dario, like they can't say that I don't want Carl. Carl has never applied. So it's like we'll give him a shot if he applied. He didn't apply. But like I said, the only season I would have actually applied for would have been 6. Because I
Hmm.
knew it then. I knew where everything was at then. But they didn't do a casting call for 6. So
That was like an all-star
yeah. So I said, all right, well I'll
season
do
type
7.
for
Right.
like
And I
just the
said,
Atlanta crew.
right. So I said, well, let me do 7 then. And they was like, oh, after 6, this is it. I was like, oh, well, shit. I guess my chasing dream would never come. So that was it.
And now look where we at. And it's
And
so
here we
sad
are.
because I wish D was here to see this. I
Yes,
wish D was here to see this because I
me too.
remember she was trying her life to get you on chasing.
Hmm.
That's what fucked me up a little bit about this whole thing. It's like,
Right.
damn. But so um damn, what was I gonna go with this? So I heard that, and this was not from production or anybody on it, but I heard people talk on panels all damn day. So many panels.
Hmm.
I'm not gonna single out one. It's a lot of them.
Listen, a lot of 'em.
Something happened on season 7 production with Bingeworthy, and according
Hmm.
to him in the video that we all saw, is that from what I'm gathering, you was never supposed to be on there. They didn't really want you because you're too
Hmm.
ghetto and this and the third, and they trying to make it on Bravo. There's some people that we can cut out, and then it's just like then it turned into like now no one like now it's kind of I'm hearing like, oh well, they needed Carl, like because or something in that manner, something like that. But I don't know how.
Okay. So some things is two things that can be true at the same time. Some things are just completely false. So some of that stuff, it's a little truth. People always take the story and twist it. So
Mhm,
fast forward, we're at season 7. It's time to apply for season 7. I applied for season 7, went through all the rounds, got all the way to the last round. I didn't make it. So come to find out, I didn't make it because, of course, when they came with the new season 7, it was supposed to be a complete rebrand. So with the rebrand coming, they bought Bingeworthy in. Bingeworthy, of course, he has heavy ties with Bravo and all the stuff he does with that over there. So from
mhm,
my understanding, this is from my understanding, he brought in the new producer, which would have been JT. Of course, Jamar's always been the lead producer, and of course, and Dario oversees everything. Binge Worthy supposed to been brought in to kind of like bridge the gap from the Bravo community, kind of like, hey, there's a reality show that's kind of like Housewives, but it's all gay people. Let's bring this show to that audience type situation. And because you have heavy ties with Bravo, this might be a way for them to put eyes, more eyes on it. It's not like they're like the Bravo girls and the Married to Medicine girls and the Love and Hip Hop girls aren't already watching the show because they are.
mhm,
So we have got hit up by, Coco from SWV, the Drew Sidoras, the Candies that do watch the show. So I figure with that tie, I think it was a money move to me. So I figured like if you wanted to be more housewives, more, people like Kendall, which once again was somebody that wasn't originally cast. So
mhm,
that would have made sense to me. So when I didn't get it, I wasn't upset. I made sense to me. So I said, okay, I get where if y'all trying to go something different and y'all don't want it to give like a love and hip hop feel, y'all probably won't give it me because I'm not gonna come in that bitch like like I always like to say, I'm not gonna come in that bitch front lobby the White House type of bitch. I'm not that type. So maybe that could be the reason why. And the reason why the controversy came up because two of my good friends are on production, and regardless, they were really like advocating for me, and the only pushback they were getting was from this individual. that claimed that he was getting the pushback. They didn't want Karl. They know me, so of course they would want me. That those are my friends. Now, and Dario, we're cool, but me and Dario don't be in the same space like that. So, and Dario's just listening because he's, of course, he makes the final decision. But of course, I think he's what he wanted to do was like I said, those ties that Benchworthy had, he wanted to kind of like roll with that. So I got that. I didn't think nothing of it. So that's when the scene came about, and I said, you know what, I'm just gonna do my own show, something that I had been talking about doing during season 6 of Chasing. So this was something we were already planning on doing in the first place. So it was like now, since I didn't make Chasing, this would be the perfect time to go ahead and do this now. So let's go ahead and do that. So it was a lot going on with the Bingeworthy story and just Bingeworthy just the long story short, Bingeworthy just lied, just a whole bunch of fucking lying. Oh, come on, yeah. What? Oh, okay, but yeah. Anyway, um, it was just like a Bingeworthy. He did this whole tell all thing, like just lying. He just lied, and I feel like if you just told the truth and just said, "Hey, this happened. I didn't like this. I didn't like this." We wouldn't be in the space that we were in the beginning of that filming because well it was just a lot going on Bingeworthy's part. Bingeworthy was trying to turn this shit into House Real Husbands of Hollywood. He was giving them storylines. He was trying to make Dominique. That's why y'all seen Dominique and Tramiel sit down and have that conversation. He was trying to make them like date that season, even though that wasn't on neither one of them's agenda. But he was like making it. He was like, "Oh, I don't want Tramiel to talk about his singing. I want Tramiel to talk about his TikToks. And I want to bring Althea in and show her how to do TikToks." And that's what he wanted them to do. He was basically trying to build the storyline, build the plot, build the storyboard. And on a reality show, like I say this all the time, you cannot build a storyboard on a reality show. You pick people that's already doing things and you just follow them and the story writes itself. If they get that they meet up with these people and they don't like each other and they get into it, you just build off of that. They don't know who's gonna get onto it. Like they were saying, like, oh, Althea said such and such, and the whole Althea and Nova of it all. They don't know what they're gonna say. So if they say something homophobic or transphobic or heterophobic, you just roll with it. That's reality TV. You just roll with it. So it's just like that's how and Dario's always done it. And for what I've known, that's how reality TV always have done it. Now if you want to go ahead and make up storylines, hey, that's completely on you. But I know over this season of Chasing, we didn't do that. When I did the scene, we didn't do that. And most reality shows that I've seen that I've done beforehand, we didn't do that. Except for one show when we did Web Life season 2, he did that, and I hated it. I said I don't like this. I'm not a storyboard, make up storyline type of bitch. I want you to just let the shit happen. Either they
And a
like each
lot
other or
of
they don't.
we've seen in a lot of shows like Zeus and all the shows where they just kind of like tell people what to do and try to make fake storylines
Right.
and it just don't look right and it's
That
not getting the
was
good procedures.
I always say like each shows like G Status. They were kind of like Zeus before Zeus. That's what they used to do. Like a lot of the conflicts you've seen on G Status, production had a bigger hand in that than the actual cast did. They would do things like go hit that bitch. Like they were that type. And when I witnessed that, I was just looking like this is how y'all getting this stuff started. This is what y'all doing. Y'all are making people fight. That's insane. That's insane. But yeah, G Status was doing that long before, but I know over on Chasing they don't do that. On the scene we don't do that. And shout out to like Set It Off, On the Way Up, and all, they none of them shows ever did that. The only ones I've known to do that was G Status and Bingeworthy try to do with Chasing. Nah, we ain't doing that.
Mm. So you got invited to a group scene, which was Dominique's birthday party. You ended up coming
Mm-hmm.
there with Tramel, with your
Mm-hmm.
wigs in your 40s.
Mm-hmm.
So you went and you were introduced to Kendall, and then when you and Tramel went downstairs, Kendall had made this face like, I don't know about her. And then moving forward into the thing, y'all sit down talk about Q, and you was grilling the situation a little bit, and
Mm-hmm.
and then Q walks in, and then Ken's kind of like, y'all shouldn't really be talking about, other people's situations. We don't know what's that. Q comes in, and then you're like, oh, well, I know where you was at. Jail time.
Just
So,
me. I've been in jail, so it's. I didn't know that's where he had went, but I just assumed because I know what happened. But I've been to jail, so I'm looking like, bitch, y'all ain't. I was getting the story because, mind you, I had just got there. Some, like I said, a lot of people in this group I knew, So this is my first filming. I've been invited to be on Chasing now. So of course, me at the time, me and Tramell are roommates, so we don't talk about this. So we don't. I don't know what's going on. So I'm listening because hell, I got to know what's going on. What I walk myself into. They're talking about like I guess they haven't filmed in a while because you got to realize when the binge worthy stuff happened, he had end up, quitting, and one of the cast members that was that liked, I guess Bingeworthy liked or whatnot, end up going with him. So they needed a recast. In comes me and Kendall, and now we're filming for Dominique's birthday party, and a lot of these people haven't seen each other in weeks or a month. So they're kind of like doing a recap, and I'm just jumping in on a recap. Like they're recapping, let me listen. And yes, they are actively talking about like where he's been. Next thing know that he went to Bali or something. They never heard from him again.
Bali.
Yeah, or some shit. They said they was calling him. They don't know where he went. They don't know where he's at. And I'm just listening like, well, damn, I'm just listening like, bitch, it sound like that nigga in jail. That's what it sound like to me. You calling people asking where he at, and y'all can't nobody tell you where that man at, or people that kind of know, they sound like they know where he at, but ain't nobody telling you where he at. He in jail. That's all I said. And that's just me just being me because from my own life experiences. Not knowing he was in jail for real, but that comes later in the
Hmm.
midst of them talking about him, like, well, talking about him, I guess he texts Tony Bryce and says that he is on his way to Dominique's party. So mind you, it's a big thing. Like, oh my God, bitch, he's on his way here. They like who? They're like Q. And I'm looking like, oh shit. They said they want to check this bitch. They ain't seen this bitch in months. If he is in jail, he might be out now. I don't know. So let's find out. I was like a fucking audience member of the show getting a front row seat to the shit. Like I didn't know what was going on. I'm like,
Like I want to see this.
I want to see this. Like what's about to happen? So imagine my disappointment when we sitting down there. And mind you, now keep in mind, Kendall and Neek ain't down there during this time, so they don't know nothing about this. So we sit at the table, and when I guess Neek come down there, he see Q like, oh bitch, where the fuck you been at? So I'm looking like, well, look, Neek wasn't even here, but Neek is getting to the business. Yeah, Neek, bitch, ask that hoe where you been at, because everybody been talking about this shit all day. And he like, well, this is your moment. I'm talking. He like, well, what I want for my birthday is from you to tell me where you been at. I'm like, yes, Neek, tell her. Where has she been? But I couldn't help but notice the bitches talking about they was gonna check her, they was gonna do that. Ain't said a word. So mind you, they're trying to move on for the situation. I'm like, where you been, girl? We don't want to just swat. We ain't about to move past this, girl. Where you been at? Because the girls at this table want to know. And I know for on the outside looking in, Q is looking like, bitch, who the fuck are you? Who are you? You weren't here when I left, and now I come back and you all my business, bitch. Do I know you? So and I thought about that, but I was drinking the 40 ounce at that point, so I didn't even think to think logically about that. I'm just trying to get the tea, so it's like I went straight to T mode. I wasn't even thinking about like, damn, this probably look crazy coming from me. But at the end of the day, I didn't give a fuck. Like, girl, you need to tell somebody where you at. And then he said, well, I'm gonna have a game night and I'm gonna invite everybody, and then I'll tell y'all where I'll be. And I said, well, girl, I'll take that. But you best believe Miss Fence Rod Sammy, oh bitch, I will gonna let you off when we get to this game night. Bitch, I'm gonna tell him you was the one talking about his ass. But I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna be quiet for now. Well, I'm gonna tell him when we get to that game night that it was you, bitch. Because everybody was talking, but wasn't nobody saying it like, bitch. They was like, oh damn, like I don't know. They said it with genuine concern. Sammy didn't say it with genuine concern. Why he trying to sit on these places and on these? I see his other interviews too. Why he be able to talk about something? Yeah, I was just, that's my friend, and I don't just wanted to. No, girl, that ain't how you said it. You did not say it that way.
You saw our interview too.
I did. I watched everybody's shit. I definitely watched that one. You were one of the first ones who interviewed him, and I saw seen him doing that.
I
Just
forgot I
lied,
was.
just lied. I'm like, girl, just lied. I'm like, girl, okay, y'all just be lying for no reason. Like, my thing is, if you felt like that, just say that. Yeah, I mean, it's over with now. If you were being messy or you did, because granted, the camera wasn't rolling at the time, but it got me thinking a couple different things. Is this your real personality? Are you really a bitch to be like, girl, I'm gonna check her? Because you don't come off like that on camera. What Sammy does is he come in with his little titties in the camera and shit, and he do a wink and do his yeah, I know, and that's what he do when the camera on. But behind that camera, it'd be like, girl, I'm because I don't understand this, and she don't want to be around a group. She could go. I'm looking like, oh, this must be the real her? Okay, got it. Because I've known Sammy before we've been on Chasing as well too. But I'm not
Mm.
me and Sammy weren't really hanging like that. He was more friends with Tramell than me. So I always seen Sammy because we are both performers. We always get booked for the same gigs. We're always in the same, spaces. networking spaces. When it comes to the entertainment world, we're always in the same space. I've always known of Sammy, and I feel like it's a good place for him to be because he's super talented, but she's super messy. Okay, she's a super messy little cunt.
Mm. What was
Yeah.
your impressions of meeting the whole cast? Like, quick little rundown.
Um, I know. Okay, Tramiel told me names, so some names I didn't recognize, but so when I got there, some people I knew already. So I'm looking like if this the cast, I know I've been knowing Tony Bryce for like over 10 years. Of course, like I said, I know Sammy. Althea, I had just met maybe 6 months ago because I was booked for another show and she was too. So we were both performing. That's how I met her. And I think we booked like two or three other shows after that together. And I'm like, oh yeah, so I know her. And I'm like, I know of course Tramiel, I know Neek ass. Um Only people I didn't know was like the Kendall. I didn't know Nova. Of course, I know Sammy. I didn't know Q. So I was like, okay, these are people I know. But Q, I'm familiar with. I seen Q on the shit we do for love. So I'm like, he was that one boy that was fighting at that reunion on the shit we do for love. Okay, I know him. Nova, woman. Never saw her before. So I'm like, okay, this is cute. She cute. She was real quiet. I said she gonna be a problem. I had no idea she was really gonna be a problem, but I'm like, she gonna be an issue. And Kendall, I just seen luxury. I'm like, this is house? Like, damn, what type of scammer she is? Like this girl must be scamming ass. Like she was in there scamming, bitch, spend that money fast. That's the first thing I thought. I'm like, oh, this is a scammer. I said, oh, they didn't put their first scammer on here, period. So I was like, oh, this is gonna be a key. But the first couple filmings, I think I didn't really get that. A lot of the things that happened between us drama wise happened off screen. And I guess when we got on screen, people didn't want to talk about it. Not on my watch, you not. No, you're not about to throw shade on me offline and thinking when I get here, I'm gonna be like, I'm just gonna go to something else. No, we ain't moving past that. Let me put this screenshot real quick. And that shit you said last week, let's talk about it now since we here. We not doing that. So that's what y'all saw a lot of that. And I saw that that's why I kept calling myself the accountability king all season. We not gonna do that. Because we were in that. If y'all was seeing that group chat, they were literally that group chat like, don't bring this to camera. Like that whole thing at the game night when I
Mhm.
said that Noel had called Tramiel O. That was one thing that Noel was like, please don't bring this on camera. Excuse me. Soon as I got a chance, it was coming up. You sure what? Don't do it off camera and don't want to do it on camera. No, ma'am. Because you ain't want nobody to know that you called him an old ass man. No, baby. We're going to talk about it right now.
Mm.
We're not
Speaking
doing that.
of speaking of the game night, Nova and Althea got into it because of the
Yes.
game card. Shout out to Noel.
Yes.
And you know, they was going back and forth, the BV comment, and then Nova swings, she misses. Althea gets up and starts, yelling and stuff. Y'all separate them. Some
Hmm.
go over here with Nova, some go over here. Althea, how did you feel about all that going down in front of you?
Um,
Because you was having a bottle, y'all look like y'all were just like getting your life together. Like y'all didn't
I
care.
was
Just,
just
oh,
going
I'm in the show. Like it
I was
ain't
just
you and it ain't me. So let's
literally.
just sit back and just watch the
That's
show.
literally and your statement's exactly what it was. It's like, girl, we in the show, bitch. I guess these whole like you imagine this is like my second filming with these people. So it's just like I don't know what happened beforehand. Apparently, from watching the show and then getting the gist from everybody else, it wasn't a lot that happened before I got there. So everybody was equally as confused. I thought just me and Kendall were the confused one because we were new. But everybody was just as confused as we were. They didn't know what was going on. So I'm looking like, so what's happening here? Why they don't like each other? And I don't really know. Like I know Althea, and she's not a problematic bitch. So I was like, maybe it's Nova. And this is the first time me seeing Nova activated. Mind you, Nova's generally quiet. She don't really say anything. So I'm like, what is happening? But I'm like, maybe tequila's tequila because Q had a very nice game night. Like he had tons of liquor, snacks and shit, and everybody was getting lit. So I'm like, maybe they just got into it and liquor got the best of them. The BV card was kind of crazy because it's like, bitch, it started everything and it was a random card. So it's just not like somebody actually put it. It was a random card that started so much controversy. And I did not understand. I knew it was going to be a thing, but I had no idea it would have been as big as it was. Like, it was not a big deal at the time, but I think the audience and people watching um the interviews and watching the show back and listening to the audience played a bigger role in what actually happened than it really was because it wasn't that big of a deal at the time. But I'm like, when the show released, it was just like the biggest thing, and I'm like, girl, why is this even a big topic? Like, it wasn't that big of a deal. Two girls got into it. Move on. Let's see next week's episode. It's just not. It wasn't that deep, but here we are.
speaking of next episode, Sammy has a performance.
Yes.
And the
Mhm.
performance is over. Everybody's there, and everybody's in the
Mhm.
parking lot. And Dominique makes a comment saying, "Happy birthday" or something like he said. And you was
Mhm.
like, "Well, congratulations to everybody that had the birthdays." And
Mhm.
hoes want to be hoes because they don't want to invite people to their birthday parties. And
So
Ken
remember, I
goes,
just told you
"Well, who's a hoe?" And you're like, "You." He's like, "Well, no, ain't no hoes over here."
that.
So then, y'all have y'all thing. Him and Tramel get into it. Ken gets louder with Tramel. You in the back going off, and then you and Ken come back and like, well, I want to know what I wanted to know what I did. I want to know what I said. What did I do for you to do that? And I'm just
Right.
like, what the hell is going on? So,
So that was a layered conversation. It was so much going on. Let me give a backstory on that. So that actually was the day. That was actually Tramel's actual birthday, and that me and Tramel had a joint birthday party literally 2 hours before that event. So we had a huge pool party. TTB was there. Like we had like it had been about 50, 60 niggas there. It was a nice part. We had a lot of liquor, made some punch. We was lit. And we literally left there, got dressed, and went to the filming. So we were already lit. But mind you, we had a huge blowout on the group chat. Well, I would say they had a huge blowout. I didn't say anything. Because I was waiting for I saw them again, which was this event that y'all saw. Because I said I'm not saying anything to them bitches until I see them, and that's when y'all seen Sammy's event. That was the next time I saw them. But it was the fact that, like I said, Kendall, Tramel, and Sammy had whatever y'all talked about that throughout the season. Whatever happened with them, I wasn't there. So me sitting home, like I told you, imagine you sitting at home rubbing your feet together and you get a message to the group chat and they tell me, so don't invite me nowhere to Karl or Tramel at. And I'm looking like, the fuck? Where did I come from? So I'm sitting there just bamboozled of why my name is in it, and I've not seen y'all ass. Come to find out, Tramel gets to the house, and of course we're roommates at the time, and he's telling me the story like this bitch, this, and I don't know what the fuck this bitch. I'm looking like, what is going on? Because like, bitch, I'm like, well, y'all filming? Like, what the fuck? What happened? He like, no, we weren't filming. Then what the hell are we talking? What are we doing here? And mind you, I had just talked to Ken at Q had a barbecue that was, like I said, off camera. And I just told him,
mhm.
he was basically saying, "No, bitch, I didn't invite y'all because I didn't like y'all. It was the fact that I want people inviting people I was most comfortable with." And I had stopped him. I said, "Ken, baby, this your birthday party. You invite who you want to. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna fuck with you regardless. If I know you having a birthday party and I ain't invited, bitch, then I'm just gonna be like, well, girl, why I ain't get an invite? That could have been anybody. It could have been Tony. It'd been the same thing. Like, girl, you didn't invite bitches to your birthday. It would have been the same thing. It would have been with anybody. That's just me. I'm like, girl, I don't give a fuck. I'm here to drink, bitch. I don't give a fuck. I'm always here to drink. I don't give a fuck. So, yeah. So when we got that, but when I got the message, I'm like, damn, I just talked to you. So when I seen that message come in the group chat, I'm looking like, okay, now wait a minute. I thought we were fine. Like, what is happening here? So I said, no. So how is hoes inviting hoes to birthday parties and then get mad at me? Like, you invited who you want to invite your birthday party. Why you got attitude with me? Don't invite me to where the Carl gonna be at. What did I do? So that's basically what all that was. Like, so we're gonna bump this now. And then of course him and Tramel already had their thing from the, I guess, whatever happened that I wasn't at. And that's really how that started. Because I guess they had unfinished business from that. I don't know nothing. I just want to know why the fuck I was in it. That's all I wanted. I didn't really care about nothing else. Why am I in it?
Okay.
So that was it.
So, because I remember in one of the scenes, you were like, okay, the event's over, so I'm about to address these bitches. We gonna have some
It's
conversations.
over. And I am
That's my.
and that's another thing. Like that, that's consideration to me. I didn't do it in the middle of his performance. I wait till it was over. They're like, "Well, we at Tammy's event. We in a parking lot. This club is called. I forget the name of the damn club, but it's like Club 740 or something like that." Long story short, this is a club where it's usually an after hour. They be fucking upstairs in the dark rooms. Girl, we not at no motherfucking Whitehall like no goddamn mayor's ball function. Bitch, we in a motherfucking club where they be fucking in the upstairs. Girl, please. And the performance is over. I'ma address anything. Y'all lucky I didn't slap nobody in that parking lot. So I mean, I didn't understand that. Like, girl, the show's over. And we gave him his flowers. Didn't y'all all watch the scene? Great performance, Sammy. You are such a wonderful performer. We love you so much. However, comma. Now that that's over and you've got your flowers, let's go to the real shit. That's it. That's all. And we
Mm-mm.
came, we supported shit. We let you perform, bitch. And he was an amazing performance. Well, now we get into the real shit now. That's it. That's all.
Okay, so then the lemon squeeze comes, and y'all sit down, try to talk about it, and then they
Yes,
address you saying like, Carl, maybe you can kind of like just not do the most and try to like lead by example. You're like, I don't have to do
yes.
anything to
I
try to
ain't
please
got to
anybody
do
at this table.
a motherfucking thing. And the problem with that lemon squeeze that we had is that there was no liquor. Just to give y'all, I'm a much meaner person sober than I am. Because sober, when I'm sober, I don't have time for bullshit. When I'm drunk, bitch, I don't give a fuck about them. I don't give a fuck about nothing. Sober, okay, now I'm locked in now. And now when you start saying bullshit, I'll be ready to slap the fuck out of you. Don't bullshit me right now. The lemon squeeze pissed me off because y'all are trying to make a problem where it wasn't any. So it's like, well, Karl, and then the subtle jabs, like, oh, you the oldest person in here, so and you damn right. And if you don't want to get an old ass whooping, then you might want to be very mindful of the next thing to come out your motherfucking mouth, bitch. Because at the end of the day, it's the oldest one here. I know when bitches is being shady. I know when I'm being excluded out of something. I know when you don't want me around. I'm not stupid. So at the end of the day, if I would have respected it a lot more in this space if y'all just said, you know what, bitch, you are ghetto as fuck, you're loud as hell, and I just don't want you around me. I would have respected that more than y'all pretending like I was the problem. Like I'm not the problem. You have a problem with who I am. And just say that. You too loud, bitch. I don't like you. That's fine. And I probably wouldn't even say it. I'd be like, okay, cool. Right on. I wouldn't have said shit. But y'all just trying to make y'all gaslighting the situation like it's something that I'm doing that's making, oh, Karl, you came in here and you were being so over the top. Nova just tried to slap a bitch at the game night. So she's allowed to little birthday party, but I'm not. I ain't slapped nobody. I just asked the bitch, Shelly, where you been? This bitch got up and tried to slap somebody and she at the birthday party. So,
Because with the
that's
audience, it was kind of just like, and I've seen like 7, 8 different reviewers, people that we know, people that I've never seen before, and
mm-hmm.
everybody was saying the exact same thing, that don't have relationships. So they was just like, you know, they kept saying like, and it was a writer like, Carl and Tramel, they like to team up, they like to get in people's faces, and we're just looking like, whose face did
Where
they
did
jump
that
into?
happen at?
And then it's just like, where it's just like the threatening we haven't seen. And it's just like for some reason it just seemed like all the smoke was really for Tramiel, but we kind of figured like it's really stemmed from Carl, but it's like no one wants it's saying it to Carl. Like, why is
Right.
Tramiel getting all this heat?
He was getting all the
And
heat. If I did it, they would get mad at Tramiel, and I didn't understand that. And the even the pairing us together, we came in just like we came in the same way as Neek and that Kendall did. We've been friends for X amount of years. We always together. Me and Tramiel have worked together. Y'all always see me and Tramiel. We all come in like two peas in a pod. Same thing with the Can Dominique, but we have did nothing that was kind of like giving y'all freaking frack energy throughout this entire season. So I'm talking about where's these stories coming from? I'm like, maybe because y'all see us work together outside of the camera, outside of chasing, and y'all thought that we were coming in with that energy, but there is no scene that y'all can pick in any one of these episodes that me and Tramiel jumped anybody, came at anybody sideways. It was times when Tramiel wasn't like what I mean. You seen, I came to the damn karaoke night, and Tramiel wasn't even invited to it. So it's just like, Tramiel is sitting at Sammy's house. I wasn't invited to that. Like, where did y'all get that me and him was always together? I don't know where everybody got that from. But that's funny how everybody can watch the same show and everybody just make up with their own shit. So that's why I said I wasn't even finna deal with that because I'm like, y'all just making up what y'all want to make up. Because I'm like, there's nothing that we did to show that we were trying to, I guess, quote unquote, jump anybody. Where are y'all getting that storyline? And mind you, people on the cast were saying it. And my thing, even with the whole thing with Q, is why I didn't understand with Q was the fact that I don't know about I can't speak for Tramiel, but I barely talked to Q this entire season. So when if you'd have told me from the beginning that me and Q was gonna get into it, I would have thought you was crazy because I have not talked to Q at all. And if me and Q was gonna get into it, I would have thought it'd been at Dominique's party when I came to him about where he had been. That would have made sense. That would have been completely on brand. I would have got it. If he decided to go to the game night, he wanted to cuss me out the game night. That would have made sense. I wouldn't have blamed him for that. But for us to get to Miami and bitch, I ain't talked to you since then. What are you? What are we getting to it about? Didn't
right.
make sense. It didn't make sense to me.
So the trip is coming up, Miami and
Mm-hmm.
all this stuff. But before we get into that, you had did a video with Jamar. Shout out to Jamar. And it was a
Period.
song, a reference of like the loved ones that you've lost, your mother, D, etc.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a little. And I'm gonna be honest with you, this is not me talking. That was a little bit of emotional. Cause it was
It
just like
was.
that's when you kind of like open up, and I thought you was gonna cry, but I was
I
just like,
did. They're
you held it
glad they cut it
together.
out.
You held it together, and it was just like, you know, how did you feel? I know you kind of said it a little bit on certain lives and on the show, but it was just like looking back at it now. How did you feel about like letting your guard down for the audience to see that vulnerable moment?
Um, Half of my reasoning for actually coming on Chasing and doing a reality show of like this magnitude was to be more vulnerable. Like one thing about me, in any reality show or any, I guess, public entertainment section I'm in, I've always given the audience what I want to give the audience, which is pure entertainment. That's it. I don't It's nothing more, nothing less. I'm an entertainer. That's what I do. So when it gets to those more personal pieces of me, I've always kept that separate. So me coming on the Chasing part, I wanted to do more with being more open and showing a more vulnerable side, that I'm not just wild and crazy all the time. That is a part of me that, I have a regular emotions like everybody else, and I go through things like everybody else. Because before I even got on Chasing, people don't even know that I wasn't even doing music. I wasn't doing anything for like 2 years. Because in that time, like the guy I was dating at the time had passed away. My mom had just passed away.
Mm.
Then D. Rashawn had passed. When I was thinking, after that had put me in a depressive state for about a year. But then I tried again to jump back into it. Me and Danita were talking about it. We are getting everything and ready for it. She passed away 2 weeks later. So just like then I went into another year where I'm like, I just don't want to do anything. So I didn't do anything. Like I said, my Throat Factory album was done in 2021, and I didn't release it to 2020 what 4, because I just didn't feel like I wasn't gonna release it. I was gonna be like, I just toss it to the side. Like I'm not gonna do anything. I wasn't doing panels. I ain't gonna do nothing. I'm like, I don't do none of this no more. It just didn't feel the same. So I said I felt like, even if, like I said, if I come back season 8, I feel like that's one thing that y'all will see more of me, be more vulnerable again. And I thought this was a very touching moment, something that was necessary for to show the layers of me, so people kind of understand how I am and things I've been through and make me the reason why I am the way I am. So I think it was important. It was a emotional thing though, but
Well, thank you for showing that. I meant to tell Kendall thank you for his scene too. I think I did a couple
yeah.
days ago when I interviewed him. Um, yeah. So like, cause and then, it's crazy. A lot of people was like, and you know who, like, oh,
Hmm.
we don't see you guys chase. Where's your chase? I'm like, do y'all watch the show? We've
They
seen
don't.
Kendall chase
They
and get
don't.
emotional and let his guard down. We've seen Carl do every damn thing under the sun even before on chasing. We've seen Q with his chasing and got emotional. Tramel with his chasing got emotional. Tony got it chasing with her emotions. Who else? Dominique. He just didn't get emotional, honestly, but he showed his chases.
It's
Like
on the show.
Noel with his dating life. Like what are y'all talking
It's
about?
on the
They're
show.
showing
That's what I be saying.
everything.
They show everything they
Everything.
ever said.
Drama. It was a tearjerker. We laughed, we
Yeah.
cried, we got
Hmm.
aggravated, we got
Everything.
business preppy. Like,
You got everything.
what are y'all talking about? They not
I have
showing their
no idea.
face.
And those people, I don't know what to say to them. 'Cause it's like when you're sitting there on a panel or on a review and you're saying you ain't saying this, you ain't saying that, and I'm looking like, and then not some of them I kind of sympathize with, because some of them will honestly say I skimmed through it. Okay, because that then but my thing is, if you only skim through it, you shouldn't be doing a review. That's how my personal failure. Don't review on something that what you just took from three scenes, a major scene that you saw and be like, oh, I like this scene. I'm gonna watch this one thoroughly. But I didn't watch nothing in the rest of the season. So I can't really say that if you didn't watch it. Oh, I don't know. I don't know if their chase is. How you know? I had people say they didn't know what I did. My intro scene is me performing, getting ready for a
I
show.
said that even in my reviews. I've said even in my reviews, I show the clips where I see everything, and I'm talking
I'm
about
like,
even the stuff
what?
that y'all do. I'm like, no, this
Crazy.
person. I showed
It's
everything in my
right
reviews. I'm
there.
like, this person's doing this. I talked about Kendall with his Sergot situation.
Right there.
Noel with his dating scene. I've talked about everything in my review, and I put it right there so y'all can see it.
Yeah,
I
right
ain't skip
there.
a beat.
And then one thing about when you have a show with a lot of artists on it, we all do things like that night, like Sammy's performance that day. We got into it in that parking lot. I literally was arguing in the parking lot. I had a show an hour, like an hour after that. So like literally, I left there to go do my show. So it's like that when Noel had his performance, I literally left and did a show that night. Like we all, but me, I'm thinking about production. Production was already running thin. I think there's a point where JT wasn't unavailable for a lot of scenes. It was only Andario and Jamar. And mind you, these a lot of these times, like for artists, for especially for LGBT artists, Holiday weekends, summertime, Pride weekends. That's when we do the majority of our work. So you got about 5 or 6 artists on this season. You would have 5 of us booked for shows the same exact day. And I'm thinking like, even like for the birthday party, we already had Kendall had a birthday party, Dominique had one. They like, why y'all didn't film y'all's? Why? Q
Y'all
finna
had too
have
many
one in a week.
birthdays.
That's too many. That's I'm thinking the production standpoint. It's too many birthdays. Y'all can come to it. So we invited, and Dario and Jamar was at the birthday party. They weren't working. They were just there drinking and having a good time. That was it. Y'all ain't got to get this. Like, there's no point of having it. Like, I'm not. It was. We don't need to do that. But when they did Sammy's performance, y'all need to get 2 performances on the same night. I didn't even do that. That's all right. Just do his. I'm like me because I do this on a regular basis. So and no shade, some of y'all on the show platform, y'all need it more than I do. I get hundreds of thousands of streams on a regular basis. I am booked all the time. I don't need to come here and be like, let me hurry up and book a show because I'm on chasing. Like, I'm not making up anything for this show. Like, if I ain't got shit going on, I ain't got shit going on. If I got a booking, I got a booking. If y'all can make it, y'all can, but it's not necessary for y'all to come here. These people know what I do. Y'all know what I do. And if you really care, and if you don't know me, you've never heard of Kstar before in your life, and but you see me on the show, and be like, I like him, then you will go get my shit. I mentioned Throat Factory, I don't know how many times on the show. If you follow me, it's literally all over my page. You want to know my first project, Rockstar? It's on my page. If everything is there. Like, if you want to know who I am, it's one click. Go to my Instagram, go to my Facebook, whatever you want to do, and go click the albums. Go to Apple Music, Spotify, whatever the hell you use. All my music is right there. If you want to support, like, it's not that big. I don't understand that, but hey, that's another story.
Mhm. So the Miami trip comes, and how did you feel about this trip going on the way there?
I had thoughts, as Tony Bryce would say. I had a whole lot of thoughts. The division in the group was at an all time high. And everybody kept saying it wasn't. Like, they would make little statements like, "Oh, well, I like who I like, and I connect more with these girls. That's fine." But with you connecting more with these girls, you were having filmings, and you're having filmings, and you're inviting just the girls you connect with. Now, my thing is that I'm late to the party, so me and Kendall, for one, we're late. We didn't start at the beginning. So with that being said, I need every scene y'all got. This group I need to be at, because I can only do so many of my solos and bring, a couple of people from the cast to it. I want to do group scenes, but I don't have no group scenes to do. But if y'all are having group scenes and y'all are excluding certain individuals from it, yeah, I'm gonna have a problem with that.
Mhm.
And it got to the point to when we did get those group scenes that everybody was in, you can clearly see this group will go that way, this group will go that way. And the thing is, me, Althea, Tony, and Tremel wasn't technically a group. We were literally in the chasing cast with everybody. We weren't like a one band, one type of sound like they were. So it will usually be us around each other by default because they will all group up together. And if you watch the show, you can clearly see that. They will have events, even work scenes, and they'll only invite that group. They will have something going on. They will only invite that group. That was it. That was it. That was all. So when we got to Miami, my goal in Miami was just to say, let's talk about it. Like, I just wanted somebody to say, bitch, I fuck with them. I don't like y'all. That's all I wanted. Just say that. But nobody, but we never, as you can see, we never got there.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, you good. We just never got there. So as you can see, how things went out, we didn't get there. Oh, somebody's trying to get a hold. Okay. Yeah, so as Miami, yeah, I went in with that type of energy like that. And then mind you, I actually went in with only person on my list was Sammy. A little bit of Neek, but Neek wasn't as bad. Neek been fake as long as I've been knowing her. So ain't nothing new. So I can only expect so much from Neek. But Sammy, I feel like a lot of things between me, the Q and Tramiel of it all, to me and Kendall, I felt like Sammy had a lot to do with it, or Sammy could have did a lot to kind of help avoid or mediate a lot of situations that he just totally said, "Fuck it, they ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm gonna play, tell this bitch this, tell this bitch that." But I'm not gonna have y'all sit down and talk about it. Like, bitch, you can't tell Kendall that I think Tramiel being shady, and then be like, go tell Tramiel like, I don't know what's going on. And now they ready to kill each other and you sitting back like you don't know what's going on. That's what my thing with him. And I noticed that when I started talking, because like I said, me and Tramiel weren't freaking fact. I was talking to everybody in the group, and when people started mentioning certain things, I'm like, oh, see, you know what, bitch, these hoes probably wouldn't even be into it had this bitch wouldn't be in the middle. Okay, I get it now. Let's talk about this in Miami. But as you see, we didn't even get that far because hoes wanted to pull my goddamn wig, and I didn't get there.
Mm. So on the way there, you didn't show up to this, but then they had like a breakfast scene where they were just eating and talking. I think the rooftop scene happened before. They
That
were
was
on a
after.
rooftop scene. Oh, after. I keep
That
getting
was
mixed
after.
up.
That's
They
okay.
had like a breakfast scene, and then it's like, Nova was complaining about where her room was at, and this and the
Mm-hmm.
third. And then you had got there, and then they was kind of quiet, and then you was like, "Well, what's going on? Is everybody sitting there like, did I miss something or something? Is it me?"
Right.
You're like, it's probably not even me. And they were just kind of like, "No, no, girl." And then they went on the rooftop, and they had a whole conversation about you and Tramel, and
And I was sitting right there.
Dominique was like, if anybody touching my bitches, it's gonna be. And I'm just like, girl, what the hell? And then Q went in the room talking shit, and I'm just like,
What
what
is
the
going
hell?
on? Right? I'm like,
And
what?
Carl's right
I
downstairs.
was right there. Like, why y'all didn't tell me that? And then, mind you, we could have cleared a lot of that up. Like, even I can now. One thing I have to give Sammy is Sammy literally told them that I told him that I was coming to Miami with one bitch on my mind, and it was him. And I told him that. He knew that, and he told them that. So how they thought they were in it, I have no idea. Like how they thought they were in it. And they told us, well, Nova said no. And then mind you, when they asked Nova, they said, well, Nova said that Karl said that people were like hot throwing the rock out of their hands. I did tell Nova that, but I again never said y'all. And all Nova said was like, well, bitch, Karl said people was throwing the rock hard high in their hands. So is y'all really cool with me just saying, okay, I know that, but let me make sure I'm good with you bitches. That had nothing, again, nothing to do with me. So I don't understand that if I've never said y'all name, especially like I said, and I told you earlier with Q. I barely talk to Q. So there's like, where would you think that I would ever have anything to throw at you? Kendall, me and you had a sit down already. We already saw here. Why would you think I would have anything to say about you that I couldn't say to your face? So I didn't get where that logic is. The only person that I said I had something to say something to was Sammy. And Sammy literally told y'all that. And I don't
Yeah,
know.
because you and Ken actually met up, and y'all had made up. So it's like,
Are you seeing my confusion? So my the thing, mind you, when I thought that it was about me because they always have weird energy around me anyway. So I thought it was all about me up until Nova sat down and the energy shifted again. I said, well, I looked at Tony. I said, well, maybe this ain't got nothing to do with me because I'm looking at Nova ain't like all buddy buddy with them like you. I said maybe it got something to do with Nova. I had no idea about the room and all that, but I like I said, I am a Leo and think everything is about me. But I said, you know what? This ain't about me. So I'm just gonna I'm gonna call it, leave it at that. Hold on. What's this? I thought it was them. But yeah, so it was like with that situation, like as much as I think things be about me, it wasn't. So I was like, I'm just gonna not say anything. And then I just didn't understand what the I guess the energy towards me would be at, and I never had anything to do with either one of them. I figured Q got into it with Tramiel, and as they like to put me and Tramiel together, I'm thinking that's what he was mad at me for because he had just got into it with Tramiel. So I don't know. And unlike them, I wasn't gonna sit there and guess all day. I'm not gonna guess. If I've not said anything to you specifically, then there's no reason for me to just assume that you got an attitude with me because we've never had any issues. So just because y'all got into it with Tramiel a week or two ago, what the fuck they got to do with me? So I'm not assuming that's what it is. So I said, baby, I'm just gonna wait. So by the time, like I said, we go the rest of the day, we're going by. Um, I'm also noticing, like I said, by the time we got to that dinner scene, oh, it was
mm-hmm.
crazy the entire day, the entire day. And I said, you know what? And then my job was trying to make conversation with everybody at the table, and just the same energy at the brunch with the same at the dinner. I said, you know what? Fuck this, fuck that. I have tried to play nice and couth with you bitches long enough. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm
What
gonna
was
beat
crazy?
everybody's the fuck up. I'm
What
beating
was crazy?
everybody up.
What was crazy about all day that we didn't get to see? You want to share that?
It was like conversations where they weren't saying anything. Like I would make conversations like we're on a trip together. So we're all here together. Of course, like I said, we know y'all got y'all side over there. We got our side over here. Apparently, since y'all done basically threw us over there as the extras, but we're all in a group together. So with that being said, like we're all here together. Miami, we all spent money to be here. Well, let's make the most of it. Regardless, we have our disagreements. Nobody's it's not to a point to where everybody can't talk to each other, and that's where we was getting at. You would make conversation with them throughout the day, and it was just like, oh, hey, yeah, no, and I'm like, okay, you know what? Okay, then we sit up there getting, unpacking, getting ready. We like, what? Okay, what they doing next door? Oh, they gone. They went to the beach. They ain't
Mm.
tell nobody fuck shit thing. Just got up and left. I said, oh. I said, you know what? That they the homegirls. That's the clique. So I let them go. We got to dinner. I said, okay, maybe that's their girls. That's who they want to hang with. I did think that of course, I'm still in good spirits. I've been drinking my liquor. I'm like, we gonna have a good time. So we get the thing, like, okay, girls. They ask us what we eat, so we look at this expensive ass menu, and I'm over here like, God damn.
What was the prices?
Oh my God, not worth what it was. So first we got the drinks. Mind you, my drink alone, I got some margarita shit. Shit was like $30
What?
for a drink. But I said, you know what? We in Miami. We at this real pulled up restaurant. Oh, I do got the money. Not because I got it. I don't want to spend it, but I ain't gonna be that ghetto person today. I'm gonna put on my little blouse and I'm gonna order the $30 goddamn drink and I'm gonna shut my fat ass up. So you know what I did? I said, you know what? Hey girl, I got the little margarita, bitch. What you got? This bitch said, I said, well, it's a little, because the restaurant loud as fuck. I said, well, you know what? This is maybe. I know I may be on elevate. I'm like, girl, excuse me. Excuse me. Hello, governor. Can you hear me? Like, maybe they just don't hear me. And after I'll put that voice all the way up here and projected that bitch across the room, and that bitch said, I said, oh, these bitches are purposely ignoring me. Oh, now here's my thing. Let's just, we'll call it what it is. What's outside of Karl? Karl's ghetto as fuck. Y'all know he loud, he don't know how to act, right? That's what y'all say. So Karl loud, he don't know how to act. Do y'all think that ignoring me in a place that y'all claim I don't know how to act, and it don't matter where we at, Karl's gonna act a fool? Y'all said that. So y'all think that ignoring me in a space where y'all did not want me to act a fool that was wise to do? Because y'all know I'm gonna check you wherever you stand at. You know that. So if you ignoring me in this space, please don't add ghetto in here. So y'all thought that was gonna work in y'all favor? Bitch, I will turn this bitch right upside down. Y'all lucky I did. I thought about it. And I said, you know what? This drink was $30. These fucking rack of lamb was damn near fucking $90 a plate. Bitch, I said, I've been to Miami a few times. I looked at Terrell like, bitch, I know where the bar's at, bitch. We can go get us some nice drinks, go see some niggas, and we get the fuck up out of here. And I can keep $500 in my motherfucking pocket. And Terrell said, you know what, bitch? To the Batcave, bitch. I said, you know what? I will slap each on one of you raggedy ass bitches and let me get the fuck out of here before I beat y'all the fuck up. Then Noel gonna pull me outside. I'm like, what happened? Well, bitch, if you weren't running your own episode of Girlfriends on the other side of the goddamn show, you would know what's happening because your ass ain't been here. So I don't need to explain to you what's going on because if you were around, bitch, you would know what's going on. But y'all want to make it a scene. It don't matter. I'm the problem. I'm the drama. I'm gonna grab my shit, my homegirl, and we finna go grab some dicks and drink some cheap liquor. And that's exactly what we did. And we had a great time in Miami. We came back. By the time y'all seen me get into with everybody, me and Tramel was plastered. I'm talking about we had been drinking that whole goddamn day. We had met some very sexy young men, and we were having us a great time, bitch. I was ready to fuck at that point in time. Shit.
Because
Bitch, I'm on vacation.
when we saw the trailer, it was like, how did it get to that? And then we saw the mid trailer where it got
Mm-hmm.
into it, and you and Dominique got. So I'm like, how did my girls get into it? I don't like this.
This
So
was 4 hours later. Like they had left the dinner and we were just coming in from the bar. And of course, Tony and them ride with us because Ken a rich ass went and got that goddamn fucking 2-seater BMW and everybody can't fit in it. So me and Tramiel, being team players, we rented a truck so everybody could ride. But of course, when we out bar hopping, they can't get home. So we had to leave the bar and come pick everybody up.
uh-uh. So when we watched it, it was like, okay, how did it get from this to that? Because Carl's been in my ear for a couple episodes now doing his own thing.
Yes.
And his name's getting brought up, Tramel and them. So then it's like when the dinner scene came up, you came in with your black on, with the hair tied up, y'all all look nice. And then you did a cheers, and then all of a sudden it was like, well, let's take a toast to this side of the table. Come on.
Because
You want to be an ass? I could be a bigger ass. I'm like, how
because
the hell?
we're all here as a group scene together. These hoes toasted at the end of that table and they left me, Nova, Tony, and Tramel out. Like we weren't even there. We just all four of us just sitting at the table like, and that's why I said, I said, girl, get your glasses up. Let's toast to this side of the table. Cause bitch, Because now y'all playing with me, and that's my thing when it comes to them. Why, even in the situation when we're watching the show back, and a lot of people were like calling them mean girls. I'm like, they watched the show, and honestly, y'all came off as mean girls on the show, but y'all ought to be glad that the camera didn't catch everything. They were really thought y'all mean girls. They called everything. They were really mean, like really, really mean, and that we didn't understand why. And I didn't understand their smoke with Tramiel. I didn't know if they were coming at Tramiel because something happened before I got there, or I was pissing them off, and they were just associating me with Tramiel. I'm really not sure. We still to this day ain't really got to the bottom of what that is, but I don't know. All my thing is that on this trip in Miami, I felt like we should have got to the bottom of that. And y'all decided to keep, like, y'all turned the heat up when we got to Miami. Like, y'all was already acting weird and mean, but now y'all really acting weird and mean. Like, bitch, y'all so pulled up. Y'all got the money. Y'all called us. Somebody, y'all, we did. Y'all didn't pay for that. We sent the money over. Y'all didn't pay for this. Y'all didn't pay for that. Girl, I'm sending money like y'all. No, nobody said anything. Y'all all got our numbers. Y'all try to play it like me and Tramiel was the broke girls of the damn group. And honestly, probably the two bitches with the most money on the cast is probably Kendall and Tramiel, to be honest. So I'm like, I'm not understanding why y'all come for some odd reason y'all associating us like we the broke girls or something. Like, we got money, we got jobs. Like, what the hell? Where did y'all get that from? I don't know, but I don't know where everybody getting this from. Like, I'm
Because I remember you
confused.
sat down next to Trilla. You like the problem is what I'm having is bitches want to be on guard because they feel like they could be on the fence. And
Yeah, that's it.
Kim wasn't on my list. And just
Wasn't.
now what? Now
Now you
everybody's on
are.
the
Now
list.
everybody on it
Everybody's
now
on my
because
list.
at first it was on. Sammy was the only bitch I had smoke for, but now since y'all acting weird and y'all bitches, bitch, I'm finna slap all you bitches now.
Bitches don't know
Cause
who's on my
now,
radar. I'm like, I
yeah,
felt that. Because I don't tell who's on my radar.
it
I'm
wasn't.
like, okay, do do do
And
do
I
do.
really didn't have smoke with anyone, especially Kendall. I'd have nothing for Kendall, nothing for Q. I was really trying to figure out we were basically like the lemon squeeze that we had. So basically, they had facilitated the last one. So basically, I was trying to have my own lemon squeeze in Miami, is what basically I was getting to. But basically, I did want to confront Sammy's ass. Now, I did want to do that. But after that, we were getting to, everybody else, the Nova and Alfia of it all, what happened with Tony and Nova. Of course, Q and Tramiel just recently got into it. Just kind of see, check everybody. So we're all here. You all notice the end of the damn season. Let's try to, work through it now since we're all here. That's what I was getting to. But after y'all try that weird shit at the table, girl, fuck this and fuck y'all. Y'all want Kstar to come in the bitch or your ghetto bitch? Now I'm about to roll my sleeves up and start slapping hoes. And what y'all gonna do then? Because I try to play nice and I ain't playing nice no more.
He's like,
So
I don't
that's
threaten, I do.
I
And then Noel pulls you to the side and you're telling them, like, you already said it earlier, like,
yeah,
I'm having this problem because we feel like we're being excluded, and I will slap every bitch up in here. So
right.
Dominique's like, I'm trying to ignore everything that he's saying, but I can't hear that he says he's gonna slap me. And I wish I
Here's
had
my
pearls
thing with
because I'm
Neek.
clutching them. I'ma see you about what you said about slapping me. So then you get back to the house, you're on the phone with Alfia. Dominique's like, Karl, what you say about with slapping hoes? And he was like, well, I wasn't even talking about you, but if you want it to be you, it could be you. And y'all go back and forth, and I felt a little bit uncomfortable because y'all two my girls, and I'm
Yeah,
like, I don't want it to get physical, but I think y'all did it very well. And then
that's
he's like,
me
if you
and
put your
Neek.
hands on me, I'm gonna lay you out. You like, please,
Please, bitch.
the infamous please.
Neek is if y'all know, if now off camera, even before I got on chasing, me and Neek's dynamic has always been that. That has always been our dynamic. So that's not surprising to us, but it's probably surprising to everybody else. My thing with Neek is that I feel like, and this is how I feel just playing it back. I feel like he was good with the rest of the girls that were kind of into it with everybody else, and
Hmm.
he needed a moment this season, and he needed to get it from somebody. You and Tramiel they have like this love, I want to date type flirty relationship going on. So you're not good with her. You can't do it with the girls. You cool with the rest of the boys. The only boy that you can get into it with and know that's gonna match that energy with you is me. Because when he came up the stairs, it caught me off guard. Cause I'm gonna go like, girl, what the fuck are you doing? Like, bitch, what are you talking to? I'm not talking to you. But see, the thing is, Nick knew I wasn't talking about him. He wasn't. And the person that could have I feel like the person that could have took it to heart would have been Sammy. Sammy knew I wasn't talking about him, even though I told Sammy that he was the one who was on my list. When I said I'll slap all them bitches on the table, Sammy didn't catch offense because he knew I wasn't talking to him. But see, as y'all see, if y'all rewind, after we had that brunch, they went up on that motherfucking pool house and start talking shit about us. So a hit dog a holler. That's why you came up to them stairs like, bitch, he must have talking about me. Because the fact that y'all be doing shit and y'all be thinking that bitches is telling me, so I'm reacting to what somebody had told me. No, bitch, the bitches that would say I was on slap was the two bitches that came with all the energy, Kendall and Q. That's why they came right over there with all the energy because they knew I was talking about them. I was talking about them because the only bitches I tried to talk to and have some type of rapport with was those two. I didn't do that with anybody else. Them the only two that gave me they asked to kiss. I didn't talk to Q. I mean, I didn't talk to Sammy. I didn't talk to Neek, and I didn't talk to Noel. I only talked to those two.
Oh,
So
okay.
they knew who I was talking to, and that's why I said when Neek came upstairs, girl, the fuck is you talking about? But I had already been drinking. She was getting real hype, and I had to roll his hair up and say, "Girl, well, now hold on. If you want to slap him, bitch, I can give you one, but
Because
it
he
ain't
went up.
for you."
Because he had went upstairs, you went in the room, and then they all had came running up the stairs
Yeah,
last minute, and you went and changed into something. Everybody done changed into something more comfortable, and
yeah,
then they came downstairs, and Ken and him is sitting there. You come downstairs like, I want everybody to come here. Let's wait for
yeah.
everybody.
Everybody, but
Everybody
mind
needs to come
you,
down.
me and Tramiel went to about 4 or 5 bars that night. When I say we were plastered, if anybody would have fought, they probably would have whooped my ass that night. I was that drunk that night. So, but the point, I was that type of person that drunk that bitch. I would have fought anyway. Win, lose, or draw, I'd have fought. But I probably got my ass whooped. I was drunk as hell. Now y'all couldn't see me now, but at that night, y'all probably could have.
Right. And then
Yeah.
like, you and Dami go back and forth and then you
Mm-hmm.
like, I know who I'm talking to. You know who you talking to? You like, and you
Right.
too, bitch. Kid's like, who you talking to? You. He gets up and y'all gotta you like, Carl, get out my face. You like standing and standing and standing. What you gonna do, boo? Standing? Would you like to get the fuck out? Ken's like, well,
Okay.
get me out. I can put you the fuck out if you want to. And
Okay.
I'm just-
It was
and then
crazy. It was a
Dominique's like, you just need to know
unhinged
when people
night.
don't want to fuck with your old 40-year-old ass. You're like, well, you can get 40-year-old ass whooping right now, bitch. And every time it's like Dominique would say so, you like, girl, shut the fuck up. I'm not
Shut
even
the fuck
talking to
up,
you.
bitch. Mind you, I had barely remembered. I was like, bitch, why was we used to have so much smoke for each other that night? I don't know.
And he was giving it right back to you. He was like, Dominique ain't scared. He's like, oh, you shut the fuck up. I'm like, oh
You
my
shut the
God.
fuck
I
up,
got a
bitch.
little bit of, I'm like, please don't. You ain't like, y'all can, don't. Because when I have shit, I need y'all there. So it's like, I'm not
Look,
doing the whole, you come, this come, no.
if y'all knew how often me and Dominique do that, y'all wouldn't even bat an eye to it. We do that a lot. We do that a whole lot. And if we have another event, we're gonna probably do it at the next event too. That's how I always argue with Dominique make me feel good, It just makes me
So
feel good.
what made you go at Ken was like, and you too?
Ken
Like,
was Ken was the one I was talking to. That was what pissed me off the most was Ken. So yeah, because me and Ken we were cool. Like so,
you said
bitch,
we were good. What
we were
happened? We were
always
good.
good. There was no reason for me and you to be into it about anything. And then when all the shit came out, I'm like, why the fuck we was sitting at that brunch thing? Why the fuck y'all didn't just ask me that instead of sitting at this awkward, fucking brunch in front of the motherfucking chicken and waffles, bitch? Y'all could have just said that, and we could have avoided a lot of this. And we could have got to what y'all saying. And the Q talking about some like I would have rented a little back room and we were gonna go back there and talk. Well, had y'all addressed y'all issue at the brunch, we could have made it that far. I would have just waited.
Mm. So then, speaking of Q, you and him got into it where he asked you a question regarding Ken. He was like, "I didn't ask you. I didn't
Because
ask you."
but my issue with Q is that like Q always has intentions are always good. He wants to be the peacemaker. He wants to. That's why everybody keep calling him Malcolm X because he does. He be wanting to keep they call him Malcolm X, but he's more like MLK. Like he likes to keep the peace. And I have a dream that we all hold hand in harmony, and I get that. But baby, this is not the point in time right now. Right now, I need you to shut the fuck up because right now you're trying to do this harmony thing, but you still trying to you trying to take it for your homegirl. And I don't want to hear that right now because right now, the bitch that I have the issue with, I'm talking to them. When I get ready to address you and the issue that I have with you, you would know damn well I'm talking to you. I'm not talking to you. So I need you to shut the fuck up till I get to you. Trust me, I'm going to ring your buzzer. Just, I'm not talking to you right now. The bitch that I'm into it with, she can speak for herself. She's grown. I'm talking to her. That was it.
If
That
you
was all.
if you and Q didn't like get into it, almost getting physical, when if you would have got to everybody, what was you gonna get to Q about? What did you wanted to address him about?
It was the weird energy at the brunch. So, like I
Oh,
said, my issues with them weren't until we got there. That's what I never had any issues with Q or Ken. My issue with Ken was the fact that me and you had already talked. If you had an issue with me, why the fuck you didn't just ask me? Me and you have already established. a relationship. Q, why the fuck are you acting crazy? Bitch, I don't, what the fuck, what smoke do I have with you? I barely talked to you this season. What are we talking about? What's your smoke about? That I was gonna get there, but of course he had kept reinserting himself because the thing is, I heard it said so much during the season that Karl or Tramel is looking for a moment. Like y'all spent more time looking for moments off us than we ever did off y'all. Like it kind of you asked my friends like Scotty and them when I first started filming. I said everybody seems to be getting along. I don't really see a need for any drama. I thought the season was gonna be boring as hell. I said everybody seemed to be kumbayaing till I got in that group chat and I started watching pictures doing weird shit off the camera. I said, oh, they off camera bitches. And they get on camera and they clink their glasses and they pull up their, their shawls and they want to, swoop their hair back on camera. But they get grimy, they get down to the nitty gritty off the camera. I said, oh, yeah, we gonna nip this in the bud. If y'all want to be real malicious, do it on camera, bitch. Don't do it off camera. We ain't doing that.
Mm. So you and Q go back and forth. He throws
Yeah,
pillows, shoes, and I
everything
think
under the
he tried
sun.
to throw a drink, and it was just like, he was like, all right, I'm gonna
So
just slap him, and then you just across his face and back up, and it's just like, this is crazy. He just tries to
okay.
go at it with you, and you have already left the house after that, and it's just
No,
like,
they put me out.
oh. So it's just like, and it's just like, even when you were just sitting there, it's just like,
Yeah, they
you
put
and
me
him, when
out.
you was trying to explain to him, well, it's the fact that y'all keep excluding us. It's the fact that the conversations y'all keep having instead of telling us. Y'all been talking in what Angela said, y'all been talking in private enough. So it's
Hello.
like, let's
Literally,
just
that's
get to the
it.
nitty gritty.
That's my what Angela said was exactly the problem. Y'all have been doing enough private talking. We are all here. The same reason why they asked me, like, what was you saying about Sammy? First of all, Sammy's not here. And Tramel's not here. Y'all been talking in private enough. We need to get here while everybody's sitting here. Whatever you said about that bitch behind her back, whatever you've been saying off camera, off upstairs, or away from everybody, I need everybody sitting here. Because one thing I say, like my mama always told me, it's her side, his side, the truth. Bitch, if I want to get all this I want the truth, I need all parties in the room. So I ain't got to do all that. He said, she said. I need everybody that said what to be right here. And we'll find out who lying. Right there, then and there. That's all I wanted. So that's where my problem was at. Like that's all I was talking about. That was nothing more, nothing less. Um, the situation with Q, like he was getting very unhinged. And yeah, me being as drunk as I am, like I told you, when I'm drunk, I'm not a fighting drunk. Like there's a different types of drunk. Let me tell y'all the type of drunk I am. I'm a fun drunk. So if I get drunk, bitch, all I want to do is laugh, have a good time. I want to twerk. I'm twerking on cars. That's the type of drunk I am. So even being
I've
in this
seen that myself.
situation, yeah. So being in this situation right now, arguing with bitches while I'm toasty, bitch. I ain't trying to do nothing but fuck and twerk. That's it. I'm not trying to argue with none of you bitches right now.
Or
But
eats.
yeah, either or. Yeah, I'm not trying to do none of this. But since we're here, let's do it. But this bitch, and then it's the fact that we're going to the thing and he throwing pillows and boots and I'm looking like Karl, the Karl that I know, is want to beat this bitch up right now. But then also, I'm drunk, but I'm not that plastered. We sign releases not to fuck anything up in this damn show. We sign releases not to fight. We sign releases. We signed them right before we got. Soon as we got there, they met us at the door with damage waivers. Like as soon as we got there, and I'm like, oh yeah. Mm-mm. And y'all gotta realize we had a nice time in Miami, but this is around the first of the month. We got to spend this expensive trip to Miami, and we got rent to pay next month. I ain't trying to break shit in this bitch and have to pay for it. So I said I'm trying to
Use
behave.
Friday.
Listen. So I'm like, bitch, I ain't trying to break nothing I gotta pay for in this bitch. But this bitch threw a boot at me. This bitch swung on me. And he threw a pillow at me. That pillow was like the last straw. And I said, you know what? Fuck this waiver. Fuck all of this shit. Because bitch, I have tried for at least because mind you, y'all saw about maybe 10 minutes of that. That entire scene was like 2 hours long. So
Uh-uh.
yeah, so we were going at it for a while, and I said, "Bitch, yeah, I'm not doing this." Yeah, she didn't hit me with the pillow. She threw that pillow. I said, "Ooh, don't know," because mind you, she threw the boot, but it didn't connect. She swung it, and the pillow connected, and bitch, my it went like that, like like a little got a little cotton in my mouth. I said, "Oh yeah, I'm fucking her up," and I was trying to because by then everybody was ready for it to be over, but she kept clapping them hands. And I said, "Yeah, I'm gonna clap mines too when I'm about to slap her." So yeah, it was over with after that. Yeah, I was unhinged that night.
You was
That
just like,
pissed me
I
off.
used to watch baseball, and
Yes,
I'm a firm believer in three strikes you're out.
that's
After that
it.
third, since she threw the pillow, oh bitch, nah, I'm
And
coming
was
for
it
you.
pillow was a third strike? That's what I said. She already threw the boot. The boot was strike one. The swing that was strike two. I said it don't, the third one. It didn't matter what it was. That pillow was definitely strike three. I said, you know what? Fuck this and fuck that. I'm about to get her
I guess
because
nobody
I'm
was
not
annoying
that.
that night because you was like, do you know the fact that these ragtag, raggedy ass bitches had the nerve to ignore me and get up and
Exact the
move?
nerve. Okay, got it.
And you know what shocked me a little bit was when you were arguing with Q and Ken Dog got up and started walking towards you like, you was a 40-year-old pick me ass bitch. I said, finally, finally, finally.
That's what you want, but that's what you've always thought. And I'm like, if you always thought that, then why did you never say that? And that was a lot of things. It was a lot. It's so much going on. Like I said, if we all are invited back for season 8, the saga will continue. It's a lot more. I feel like with the stories between all of us that just we never got into. It's a lot going into it.
So they had took you outside, you smoking them like she wanted this. This is what she wanted.
She
She
did
wanted this.
want it. She did. Like,
And
girl,
everybody's like, Q, why you not going? Now y'all outside the
they
house.
know.
So it's
See,
like we
at
can
the
talk
house,
to the
this is the
streets.
porch area. So, mind you, they separated us. So I'm outside on the porch because this is our house, the one that the extras house, and they stay next door. So they was separating the place where they wouldn't let him get outside. They would let me get back in. So
All right.
yeah.
Because everybody was like, well,
So
Q, if you claim like, because well, people
oh,
was
he
confused.
would
But Q
he
was
wanted to
like,
get out there. Oh, he tried to get out
Q
there.
was just like, everybody was like, you had all this opportunity to get to Karl. He done slapped you. You could have like reached and slapped him back, tugged his hair, like to keep
I
him in
think
place
that
for a little bit. Like, and then people was like, you had all this energy for Tramiel. But it's like when Karl's right there, you could have met him outside. And even after the fact, when everything died down, you could have been like, come meet me outside.
I never understood all the smoke he had for Tramiel. I never understood that because
Nobody
like
did.
me and even like I said, I never understood the smoke that he had for me, honestly. But the same energy and all the smoke he gave for Tramiel would have made a lot more sense to me than Tramiel. Because I'm from Milwaukee. I'm ready to go there. I'm from Detroit. So we both from the Midwest. I already know. You want to take it there? I'm definitely ready to take it there with you. Tramiel, the thing about people don't know about Tramiel will too. But Tramiel don't give a fuck enough. And he's different. Me and Tramiel, our birthdays are a day apart, but we are so different. We are literally yin and yang. Like Tramiel will be so mad. Tramiel be like, fuck this. I'm calling the police. I'm pressing charges. I'm going home and getting in my bed. Me, I'm finna knock all this shit off the table. I'm whooping your ass. Call the police. I'm gonna give you an ass whooping before you get there. So we just handle things differently. And that's what I'm like. I feel like for where his brand is at, and I feel like where Q stands at, get into it with Tramiel is more conducive for him. But if you get into a Tramiel, because the way Tramiel handles things, it's gonna come off bullying to me. Because Tramel's not gonna give you that energy. Tramiel gonna be like, girl, I will have you in jail again. That's the type of Tramiel, that's how Tramiel gonna handle it. Me, I'll be like, bitch, you step across this line, bitch, and I'm gonna knock your ass out. So and since Q claimed that's how he is, I thought I would have been the perfect match for Q. I would have thought. But I didn't really see me and Q getting into it because, like, me and Q, we both Leos. Me and Q are a lot more alike than different. So it's just like I didn't even see us get into it at all. So I was like, why are we into it? Kendall, I knew. Kendall gave booze from the very beginning. I knew she wasn't gonna like me. I knew she wasn't gonna like me.
So the season wraps up. You do your outro and everything. You guys left from Miami, which was very different from previous seasons. And then you guys
Yeah.
get to the reunion, and with the reunion, it seemed like a lot of people didn't get to really like say their piece, and we didn't get to really cover
Mm-hmm.
everything. You barely said two words. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Kendall didn't even get to explain his Sir God story. Dominique didn't really get to say as much. Uh, was this the third? Tony didn't really get to, a lot of people didn't get to really like say their piece the first and second half, and then by the time the third half had came, that's when everything started like to spiral, and then like Tony and
Just
Althea get into it, Dominique and Q get into it, Q and Tramel get into it. Kendall starts crying again. You don't say a word. Like it's just like, how did you feel about all of that?
there's a lot many things. So first and foremost, I said everything I need to say during the season. Like one thing about me, if it's any type of like confusion, I'm gonna get that out the way while we're filming. Like at the end of the day, it's a reality show, but I know we're filming. You're not gonna if something happens, I know like with the last filming, and it's something seemed like it was left unanswered. Next time we get to filming, I'm gonna make sure it's addressed. So everything that I needed to address, I addressed. I didn't need to come argue with anybody. Only person I knew that wanted smoke with me was Sammy. And Sammy was really upset because Sammy really wanted to tug my wig, but everybody else was looking for their moment. We couldn't get to it. So I was like, bitch, when you're ready to tug this wig, it's here for you. Just come tug it. But we never got there. Mind you, because Dominique Morgan, shout out to her, love Dominique, but I love Dominique, but Dominique was late as fuck. And that's
Everybody
why
keeps saying that.
she was late as fuck. When I say, and then she came there, she wasn't even dressed. So I'm already looking at the time. I'm looking mind you, I'm into the show to the reunion, but I'm looking at the production. Production is scrambling because we on a time frame. They only had that place for a good what 9 hours, and I think the first 2 hours for promo pics. And I think the first or the next
Nine
hour
hours.
they had for 9 hours.
They made
Yep,
it seem like it was like for 4 or 5 hours.
they had it for
9 hours,
nine
and y'all still was
hours.
behind.
Behind, Mom Dominique didn't show up till about 11:30, 12. We had already been there 4 hours when she got there. Dominique's supposed to have been there. Now I'm not. Now, don't give me the line because I don't know what production doing, what her call time was, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't noon. And we had promo from the schedule that I got. Schedule said that we were coming. Call time was between 8 and 8:30, and of course 8:30 they was give you that 30-minute grace period to come in 9. So we're gonna do pictures from like 9 to 9:30, 10 o'clock. We supposed to be started by 10. Like by 10:30, supposed to been starting.
Black
She
people
didn't
don't
get
never
there.
start on time.
They done clearly. And mind you, Dominique, of course, Tony was the first bitch there. Tony do not play no games. She always gonna be early. And I think me and Tramel got there next. I think everybody started trickling in. But the latest people, I think Althea, Kendall, and Q were the latest three, which is usually they are the latest three. So that's not nothing unusual. They're always the last three there. So they got there at about, I want to say 10:30, 11 they got there. Well, mind you, we were both doing the pictures for the reunion beforehand, the promo pictures. They literally had missed their call time for pictures, but because Dominique didn't show up to noon, they had time. So by the time Dominique got dressed and we sat down, it was like 12:30. We were due to be out of that venue by 3 o'clock, and we didn't really start anything till like 12:31. So we had like 2 hours, and we had to go through an entire season in 2 hours. We weren't gonna make it,
Mm.
and y'all know everybody was arguing about the Althea and goddamn Nova of it all goddamn season. So that's all. That was gonna take about a good hour off that alone. Mind you, they did it just like any other reality show. They play in the clip so we can see it, get our reaction to things that happen through the season. And mind you, halfway through it, they had to stop doing that because we was running out of time. So it was kind of like a thing of like, okay, what we do now. So by the time she tried to rush through everything, then it's like what we do now because we got two-part reunion and we didn't address anything, and that's when he decided to do the part three. So my part of the reunion we didn't address in one or two. So when we got to three, where we would have got to me, we didn't get to because we had new beef. Of course, during the release of part one and part two, that was the whole thing. Tony and Althea got into it.
It was
So
like
it was just
a month.
like,
It was like a two. It was 2.5
yeah,
months break in between that, and then that's when a lot of things started to unravel with like the comments, and then the
right,
reviewers, and then y'all going on
right.
live arguing with the viewers and reviewers being, you know,
So by the time we got to part three, we was tackling completely new issues. So now we got people like Althea and Tony into it, something that wasn't originally a thing at first. It's like it's just everything is going on. It's like it's so much. And by this time, I'm just sitting back like, what is happening? Because everything is all over the place at this point. So yeah, and like I said, I don't have any beef. I've talked to all these people, and in the amount of time I've talked to me and Kendall have had conversations off camera. Me and Q have talked. We've all had conversations off camera already. Now, did we get into a lot of details that we probably needed to get into the nitty gritty of things? No, but we got to the point to where we don't need to come at each other. Only person that I could have seen coming at my neck and was ready to square it would have been Sammy, which made sense. But it was so much other shit going on where bitches was trying to kill each other. Me and Sammy never got there. So
how did you feel
hey,
about seeing Q and Dominique go at it like that, and then Q just like crying, and it's like, because some people feel like, is this because you just want acceptance from Dominique and he just doesn't want to give it to you? Because it's like, and the thing about it is, I also want to know your opinion about like the people, well, one at a time. Let that
No, you're
first.
good. Wrong button. The whole situation with Dominique and Q thing was one of my biggest issues that I was going to address, but things had ended up taking such a big turn with them too. I didn't want to add fuel to the fire. As if you watch part 3, you'll hear me say that. The elites are already in enough shambles. I don't want to add no more to it.
Right.
So my whole thing was that Q had focused so much on the Tramiel of it all season. I didn't understand what that was about. Because it's like, girl, Dominique been at your neck since episode 1. And every time you do an interview, even now, if you do an interview now, he got the most smoke for Tramiel. And I'm trying to figure out why you got so much smoke for Tramiel. And the only person who's been dogging you out on every platform and every chance they and Dominique. So again,
And then
why
you
do you not
slapped
have?
them, so it's like,
And I did, like I said, and I slapped him. So I'm not understanding why you got so much smoke for, for Tramiel, and me and Dominique should have been probably the first 2 on your list. Now, me, I understand because me and Q actually have conversations outside of filming. So I can understand him not want to go there with me. But Neek, I would have had Neek's ass in a month. I would have been on Neek's ass. And I still to this day didn't understand why he wasn't on Neek's ass.
yeah,
Like he
because a
should,
lot
like
of
I feel
people
like he
sit,
should
a
have
lot
been.
of people just like, you got slapped by this person. This person's dogging you out, mocking you, crying,
Right.
and it's just like, even with the whole him like sending people to go after Tramel, and then him saying like, "Oh, I
Yes.
don't, my people don't play about me." But then it's like, and I was watching. I don't know if you saw this. I was watching El Teddy and Relly B and Abby reviews videos at
Mm-hmm.
that time. They was kind of putting it on like, why are you sitting here taking credit for this? Like, this is just so funny. But then it's like, now when Nova, or when it's time to hold you accountable, it's like, now you want to bring Nova and what she said about the whole jail thing. What happened was disrespectful, but it's like, you're still hanging out with her, you're still talking to her, you're still inviting her to places. But Tramel and Karl, just mainly Tramel, just on the outs, and
On the
it did
out.
not make sense. And it's just like, the person you need to have smoke with is the nigga sitting next to Tramel, and the one that's got the dreads on the other side sitting next to Kendall.
That's
Why are
true.
you
I
coming at
agree.
Tramel? And then people's like, are y'all scared of Karl? Like, Carl's a big bitch, but it's like, come on now. Like, you see Dominique is not even that
I
damn
am
big, and she
little.
defends
Okay.
herself.
I'm not a big bitch. I'm a little bitch. Okay. I'm just bigger than them, bitch. They just need to eat.
Bro, you damn near my size.
Mm-mm. Bitch, you ain't even big. Bitch, you just tall. Shit. And well, I am taller than all them, but still. Hell, I'm not that. I, y'all started to smoke with me. Yeah. I'm chilling. Like, that is a common misconception. Like, people think because of the fact I do come off raw sometimes, that I just want to come in there and just beat everybody the fuck up. But that don't be what it be. I was literally chilling. I wasn't starting nothing with anybody. That just wasn't the case. The same with Tramiel. And if I'm not starting, if I'm not starting with nothing with anybody, Tramiel ain't. So the
Right.
the smoke with Tramiel made no sense to me. But they
Probably just
kept
like the
saying
easier targets. And it's just like, it's
They
so.
felt like because Tramiel is not gonna jump up and slap the fuck out of them to come at Tramiel. And I was telling Tramiel, like, bitch, you need to I'm like, stop that white woman shit. I'm gonna call the police, bitch. You need to slap that bitch. You slap one of them bitches, they will think twice. I'm just saying, you should just slap one of them. I would have.
Hmm.
Well, I did.
Hmm.
So,
I don't threaten, I do.
sometimes you got to. I don't threaten. I do. I mean, at the end of the day, like shit. If it's just like the whole situation is. I feel like a lot of stuff on the show just could have been avoidable. Like, just a lot of people, like I say, that's what happens when you get people that really don't know each other in the situations. I get that. Just people just got common misconceptions. And I'm pretty sure what I'm assuming a lot of people probably just did research on everybody. I did the same thing. Like, I didn't jump on the show. Like I said, there's people on the show that I didn't know. But if you were crazy as hell, you think I ain't looked them up. I looked up everybody when they told me who the cast was. I went and looked everybody up. The ones that I didn't know, I looked every last one of them up. So I'm pretty sure y'all did the same with me. And I know y'all seen me if y'all, type my name in. Y'all done seen I done been in some squabbles, I done been in some fights, I done been in I get that. So y'all probably took that and said, okay, I know what this bitch gonna be on when he get here. But you don't know the story behind those squabbles I was on. Even then, I didn't start those either. I don't start anything. I am a fun bitch majority of the time. I do not come anywhere looking to fight anybody. I've never been that person. But
We've hung out, and I've
I will
been
finish
even.
it.
We've hung out out in spaces and stuff. Even when I first met you, we've never. I've never
Yeah,
seen you get violent. But
never. I've
they, but
always
that's
been a
not.
fun
I
person.
never say that as much because I don't want to come from a biased standpoint because it
Biased
is a
standpoint.
show. But a
But mind
lot of
you,
people have said like
they
Carl
can't
don't
say
even act
that
like
because
that.
even with them, they know that they've hung with me too. I've never been that person, so all the smoke that was coming for me didn't really make sense to me because it's like I don't come off as that person. Like I never have. Now, one thing about it, when you're really quiet or you come off really fun, some people will decide they can play with you sometimes. And sometimes I have to bring that hood of me out and say, wait a minute, you're not about to play with me. I'm nice on a regular basis, but you're not about to get disrespectful, you're not about to play in my face. That's when I can turn the gears. Like, okay, wait a minute. I'm fun most of the time. Even me, I be drinking, I be having a good time, but hold on, bitch. Don't get disrespectful, ho. Because if you do that, then I might have slapped your ass. What am I plug? What's
So
plugged
I
up
wanted
here?
to know, like, after the show, there's been so many controversies about like Nova and people don't like her. And then it's like this whole thing about like the whole everybody's came for y'all, like y'all don't protect black women, y'all don't protect her, and
Oh my
y'all
god.
are nasty castmates. We don't want none of y'all to come back.
I'm so
Um,
glad you brought that up.
Kendall actually told me the other day he actually had threats and people saying that this is
We
why you
all
lost your
did.
baby because you're evil. I'm like, excuse me. Like when he
We
said
all
that, and when
did.
you see the video, my mom like, wait, what? Because you didn't say this on the live.
Yep.
And then there's certain reviewers dragging one person and this and the third, and it's just
Hmm.
like, and people telling Dario he's not doing his job, and people even said stuff to TTB like you don't da da da. And I'm just like, what the hell is going on? Like what? And then it's just like that's why I see why Tony, even though I get where she was coming from with the whole thing about holding everybody accountable, but I think most of it was because people was threatening her and harassing her about this stuff. And it's like, one, I didn't even do nothing. Two, this has nothing to do with me. And three, why are y'all going so hard on me because I'm not protecting and scolding this woman for this trans
It
woman
wasn't
who
even
looks just
about
like
that.
me.
They were basically in layman's terms, they wanted us to whoop Nova's ass. That's basically what. I had specific DMs that basically said we should have beat Nova's ass. That's what they wanted. It didn't matter. It wasn't about protecting black women. So my thing is this whole storyline with Nova and Althea. I was glad it happened. Why? Because y'all don't realize how many people pose in our spaces that aren't allies. They're just here for the mess and they're really homophobic. They're really transphobic. And I was glad that the storyline happened so we can expose a lot of people that's in the audience for what they were. It's a lot of people that are supporters and fans of the Chasing Reality brand that don't like gay people, that don't like trans people. And we saw it head on. And mind you, I had a lot of like, of course, during the chasing panel, I had a lot of stances on that whole situation that they didn't like. And I said, I'm gonna put y'all this plain example. I'm gonna say some things that I know y'all not gonna like. And you know the reason why y'all don't like it? Because y'all are trans and homophobic. And y'all need to think about that. My issue with Althea is that Althea's not a she's not an ally. I'll just put it that way. She's not an ally. She's a straight woman in a gay person space. She's not an ally. Allies don't move like Althea. That's not Althea's fault though. My thing was Althea. It's a teachable moment for everybody, but instead of y'all allowing it to be a teachable moment for everybody, because even the shit that Nova did, totally unacceptable. But at the end of the day, it's a teachable moment for both. Both parties can learn. Because the trans women versus cisgender women has been a thing on the internet. I don't know if you watching, following Shade Room, Neighborhoods Talk, Zeus,
I
Now That's
don't.
TV, whatever. You see the dynamic between trans women and cisgender women. So with that being said, just going like I said, you follow like Neighborhoods Talks, say Shade Room, watch the comments. Like there is a transphobia that is so bad with black cisgender women, it is ridiculous. And yeah, I was glad it happened because I knew it was. We were talking about this before the show came out. We knew it was going to expose them. We knew it was. I knew it was. And when it happened, it was like, yeah, this is exactly what I knew was going to happen. Y'all are not mad because of what happened with Althea, because first two episodes, y'all hated Althea. But when it came
Hmm.
between Althea and a trans woman, now all of a sudden she the star. Y'all love her. Oh, I'm all Team Althea. Y'all hated her for 2, 3 episodes
And you
until
know
she got
what's
there with
funny?
Nova.
And you know what's funny? I don't follow the Shade Room in there because I just don't got time. But
I
I
don't
do
either,
watch Now That's TV and
which
Zeus,
is
and I do
why.
be in the comments because I do my reviews and
Hmm.
stuff and interview cast. But you know what I do. But it's like I do see even how they act on the shows on Now That's TV and Zeus, the homophobia for one, but mostly the transphobia too. And
It's
I've
bad.
seen, and it kind of reminds me in this. The problem with my generation, because I'm Gen Z, the
Hmm.
problem with my generation and the generation after us is that they only go by people that have disadvantages.
Mhm.
Like if you're fat, if you're too dark skinned, which dark skinned people are so damn beautiful, let me tell you.
Mhm.
If you're if you can't fight versus somebody
Mhm.
that can fight, if it's a house, you see now to TV, a house full of
Mhm.
people that some of them can't fight, and the one person that whoop everybody like Ivory. She whoop everybody else, but look at who she's fighting. But everybody love her. But then when it's another person, it's just like, it's like it's always at a disadvantage. And I said this in my reviews, but it's like when it comes to the white people, then we all got to come together and we're victims of racism and bigotry and hypocrisy and all stuff. We do the same thing in our
Then
own
you should.
community.
Thank you. That
We do the
means
same
you
thing.
should
It's
get
like
it.
we
Then
we
you would
play
think so.
victim. We play victim so much, and it's getting out of hand.
It's
And
getting out of
people have
hand.
become so biased because of people that they're attracted to or who look good. Oh, I'm gonna jump on this person because he look good. Not knowing this person could be like a child or a
Yeah.
bank robber or something. And then
Mhm.
another thing that I've said was like, we do this thing where it's like we love people who are bad behavior on TV, beating up people, doing all this, but it's that. But then when the police do something, oh my God, it's like, oh my God, why
Mhm.
we gotta stop the violence? We put
It's given.
aside
Which
family.
is it?
We put aside family members and cry about what they did to us back in the past, which I can understand. But then when it comes to people on TV that do it because they look good or they light skin, oh, I love this person, but you just complaining about
Yeah.
this. Ain't this didn't this happen to you back then? So why are you praising them now for this person because they could
Crazy.
fight? You scared of them and they look
Crazy.
good?
It
I
don't make
don't get it.
sense.
And I call it out in my every time I do a
It
review, I
don't make
call it
sense.
out. I've called it out.
And
Every
that was
review
the
I
issue.
do.
And my issue with Alfia was the fact that even though we were doing that, I feel like Alfia was playing into a lot of those narratives. And it's like, girl, you didn't even feel like that when it happened. Now all of a sudden you've been reading the comments, you've been jumping on these lives, and now you're taking on the audience's perspectives and putting them as your own. And that was where I was having a problem with her. Because I'm like, girl, you didn't even feel like that last year. So now all of a sudden you reading a couple of comments, you hop on a couple of lives, and all of a sudden it's something different. And that's where my issue with her, like, girl, that ain't even ally behavior. And I understand, like I said, you don't know that because you're not an ally. And you can be taught that. So it was a whole, like, the whole season was, that whole situation made the entire season a complete shit show for no reason. Because I felt like the rest of the cast members, like, it's 10 people on this cast, the rest of 8 of us kind of like got overshadowed. People were mad at
Yup,
what
I
Tony,
said
because
that.
yeah, and y'all were mad because, like, how what the stance that Tony took, but y'all didn't understand it was a lot bigger picture where Tony was getting, where she was going through. Y'all didn't realize all the stuff Tony was going through off the camera in regards to all that was happening. So even Althea came in there with all this goddamn smoke. It's like, girl, you got the smoke with the wrong situation right now. Because even the smoke that you had for Nova, you know that you and Nova had made up during the first 2 parts, but you were still approaching things like
Y'all didn't
y'all had
make
never
up,
made
and it
up.
was still
And
the
then when they
season.
asked her about it, she said, well, I didn't want to get a show away. But you didn't have no problem giving the show away any other goddamn time when you got on your ass on these other lives talking shit all the goddamn time. You had no problem then. But now all of a sudden, you finally got how reality TV worked the last episode. And that's why and I said that beforehand too. We had a lot of newbies on here that just didn't know how to work reality TV. And that was the main problem that but a lot of them in the ass. Y'all were going too far into the audience. The audience is watching this for the first time. They are entitled to their opinions, but y'all cannot take the audience perceptions of things and make them your own. Y'all can't do that. Y'all know what happened. So all y'all got to do is when we sit here like talking to people like you and we have our time to sit here and clear things up, this is your time to clear those up. They may hate you all the way up until you get on this interview with Savion. And then all of a sudden they be like, you know what? I see things differently now. I had when I shot the scene ATL and we Scotty had to sit down with Jay and Moore and Troy. When I did the chasing panel, Troy was somebody I always just really didn't care for that much. After he's talked about his time on chasing and why he did the things that he did when he was on chasing, and I said, you know what? That makes a lot more sense. And I never understood that until you said here just now and told me that you ain't been on chasing in years. And I said, I did now watching you back on chasing, it makes sense to me now. But it didn't because I never heard him say that then. Because it's like, hell, y'all can think what y'all want to say, but when I get my opportunity to tell y'all what's going on, I'll tell y'all when the opportunity presents itself. And he did. And I look at Troy completely different now. Because I said, bitch, that makes sense now. I get why you handle things the way you are, the way you do. And the people that's on this season, y'all have to realize that. Like, they may hate you for something when you get sit downs with Savion or a panel. That's your time to go back and be like, okay, this is what happened. This is what was going on behind the scenes. This is how I felt at the time. This is why I did this. Maybe I did fuck up. Okay, I'm still holding true to that. I hate that bitch. That's your time to go ahead and clear all that shit up. But they didn't understand that. Every time they seen a comment, they had to come in there and I gotta say this. No, you don't. You do not. People are gonna say things that they didn't even watch the show. I got people that had a whole synopsis of what happened on Chasing, and all they did was watch one clip on Instagram. They ain't never seen the show. They don't know our names. They just watched one clip and they got a complete 4-page synopsis on what happened on the show where they only seen one clip. And the majority of people do that. They skim through the show or so said I heard Karl and Dominique got into it. They'll fast forward the entire episode and go right to that part. They don't know what led up to me and Dominique getting into it. They just see us arguing here. And they got a whole synopsis on why me and him into it. They never saw the rest of it. Or the other 6 episodes before that led to this moment. They'll never see that. And that's what I say y'all got to stop arguing with the audience. Stop arguing with them. Just stop. They ain't gonna
I
get you
know
nowhere.
it's fun because I know Ken. I told him the other day he went up there and was arguing with this prop boy, and I think he just had enough. I'm just like, you know what, go off, because it's like y'all. And I even
you're not
was
gonna
there.
win.
I think I got on TT panel, and I know I got on y'all panel, and I had
Mm-hmm.
said y'all. Even I got involved to defend all of y'all. I'm like, first of all, I may have, and I said this, I may have my reservations of who I have when I do these reviews. I look at everything thoroughly, and I'm not sitting here saying like, "Oh, Karl's ugly ass" or "Q's dirty ass" or this that, because that's going a little too far. I'll be like, "No,
Which
but why the
some
fuck
of
would
them
you
are
do that?"
doing. Some of them do that.
I would be like, "Oh, why would you do that?" Like, "Girl, you know you look dumb as hell." That's as far
Yeah.
as it go, and I move on. There's been people that are like, "You're trash, you're this, you're that," and they'll go with the family reason, this and the third. And I'm
Yes.
just like, "God
Yes.
damn!" And I'm just like, "Girl, and then it's like, because when y'all told me that y'all got attacked, like people harassing y'all, sending DMs
Mm-hmm.
and following y'all based off of a situation that had nothing to do with 8 of y'all, I'm like, oh, hold on, no, I gotta get involved.
Yeah.
We've seen way worse. Y'all watch Zeus. Now that's TV. Y'all go
I
to
said that.
auditions. Y'all go to when they pull up to a book interview. Y'all love these people that do way worse and put you in the grave quicker. And y'all keep
Absolutely.
coming back. Lord Dre Summer said, y'all keep coming back, coming back,
Y'all
coming
keep
back,
coming back to it.
auditioning. Want to be up under Tommy, want to be up under the deep. Well, Nally, but
Yeah. True.
all
I
these
know what
other
you're
people
saying.
that will put y'all in the grave and put y'all in put y'all in harm's way. Y'all love being around them people. They do no wrong. But when it comes to this situation, it's like, no, fuck Karl, fuck Q, fuck Tony, fuck
Mm-hmm.
Kendall, fuck Dominique, Dominique's this, then the third.
Yep.
Who else was on the cast? Fuck Noel when Noel didn't even do shit. Fuck Sammy and his other. I'm like, where is this coming from? This is
Yep.
not that damn. And I've said it. We've seen bitches done got maced on this show, and you've even repeated it because I've said it. Bitches done got maced on this show,
Yep.
jumped, beat down, so many fights.
They just
Y'all
stole
live for it.
LLCs. They did all type of
So
shit on the damn
LLCs
show.
and shit. When the Dare will go up and lose his shit, and when they come after y'all, oh, this is T. Y'all have been
Mm-hmm.
on panels with other people that have, and you know what specific panel I'm talking about. I'm not gonna say their names. They negative drag people, cyberbully
Mm-hmm.
people. Y'all go up there,
Mm-hmm.
and even when they did it to TTB, y'all supposed to be his fans. Y'all go over there with the ops
Mm-hmm.
and joining on the shit.
Sure
What
do.
are we sitting here? What are we here complaining about?
They not. They just felt like since Althea was a cisgender woman, she couldn't be put on the same level playing field as everybody else. She is. She on the show. She got to jump in like everybody else. She ain't exempt. That was it. That's all I was saying. Like y'all act like she was some helpless woman that couldn't do anything. She's on a show, an ensemble cast. She's not above the critique, and she's not above the drama either. She's gonna be in it like everybody else. What do y'all expect? Protect her from what? From what? Mind you, Nova did swing first, but she jumped in her face first. If I was Nova, I probably swung too. Like, girl, get your ass out my damn face. She not exempt, and she knew she wasn't. But she played the card because everybody in the audience kept saying they protect black women. So she played into it. I'm not mad at her for doing it because it's like, girl, bitch, the hell, the audience on my goddamn side. So, bitch, I wouldn't have gave a fuck. But I had people in my damn DM saying the same thing, like, yeah, we should fuck up Kendall, we should fuck up Q, like in the name of Karl. I'm like, watch the show, baby. I don't need y'all to do that. Don't go to their DMs. Don't say nothing to them. I don't need y'all jumping to their DMs talking about y'all gonna beat them up. Watch the goddamn show, bitch. I don't need y'all doing all
Right.
that. Like I
And
know
I
you
said
you
it.
are a fan of me and I love that, but I don't need y'all to do that for what?
And I've
Watch the
said it.
show.
I've said on the live on TT Live. I said I've never in my. I think it was y'all live. I said
Yeah.
like You think that I sat here and was texting Dominique like, "Girl, make sure when I go back to your house, have Ken, or I'm gonna smash your face through the ground." For
Right.
I don't know Ken, and I've said it. I like Ken. I've critiqued Ken, but I like him. I've said I've gave Ken his flowers. I think Ken is that girl. He's definitely, especially as a black man, regardless if he wears wigs or not. I would want to see somebody that looks like me make it
Right.
to that height. What do I look like trying to fight Ken and fight Q because of y'all? You already slapped the fuck out of Q. You already did the job. What I gotta
And
go
my
tag
thing
her
is
for?
like, just because you don't like, I mean, you know, I started off doing reviews. Like, just because I don't like you doing it on your character on the show, don't mean I don't like you.
Right.
Like, it's people that I didn't like Rio and Kesey from Dallas and them two. I used to drag them to a lot, but they are both cool. I'm friends with both of them on Instagram. I talk to both of them every now and then. They are cool people. I didn't like who they were on the show, but that has nothing to do with who they are as individual. That's one piece of them. And it could be a misunderstanding because, like I said, I don't see the whole show. So for what I saw, I didn't like it. And I'm reviewing a show. I can only go off of what I saw. That's it. That's all. And I need people to realize that, like, you're not seeing their entire life from one damn scene. Like, it don't be that deep. Like, just 'cause I don't like you on the show don't mean I don't like you in person. It's like, it's not that deep.
Mhm.
I have people that drug me. One of my good friends now couldn't stand me on Web Life. Every review, she used to drag me every chance she got. One of my good girls now. Like, but she didn't like me on the show. Like, and that's fine. She ain't gotta like me on the show. I knew I wouldn't like me on the show. That's fine. But you get to know me, you might be a fun bitch. You know, you just never know. Like, but I think people be too invested in shit they shouldn't be invested in. That's
Mhm.
it. Just watch the goddamn show. And yeah, you are entitled to say, bitch, I can't stand that bitch. I have my family members that call me like, bitch, I like the show. I don't like this bitch. Oh, great. Okay. I'm glad you watching it. Like, you ain't gotta like them. Shit, that's fine. But bitch, you
Right.
will not be disrespectful. Don't go up people DMs threatening and girl. This ain't. I'm not even saying chasing ain't even on a Zeus or now that's TV type of deal. We don't even do shit
Right.
like that on this show. So for y'all to have this smoke where y'all talking about dragging bitches and unalive and look, we what?
They
This
did the
ain't
same.
Zeus.
They
Like,
did
what
the
are we
same.
doing?
They did the same thing with Rio on Dallas when he was calling him a pimp and doing all this, and
Hmm.
I'm like, and then he gets up on the panels, and now everybody's just dialing back and backtracking. No, what's all that mouth that y'all had?
Y'all had.
Like y'all, and then I think Dominique said they was calling. I think it was they called Dominique's job or told people not to go to his job. Was calling
Yeah.
certain cast members out to get.
Hmm.
I said, listen. I'm like, listen. When
The
y'all do these
most.
reviews, and when y'all say what y'all say on these panels, and when y'all do what y'all do in these comments, don't be surprised if they go upside your head with a bottle, or if they try to shoot at you with a gun or whatever. Because like sometimes y'all need to get touch grass and get reality.
I
Because
told
everybody's
them
not
that.
playing this. Everybody's getting too comfortable with going behind this, and everybody want to be Suge Knight. And then when they
Exactly.
run
Like
into a
I
Suge Knight
say
in
it.
the streets, then
I
they want
say
to
it
call the
every time.
cops.
This ain't housewives. They may not be accessible with y'all, but we are very accessible. We might go to the club one day and half y'all bitches talking shit. I may see you at the club. And then what? Then
Mhm.
I might when I'm ready to slap the fuck out of you for some shit you just said online. Like I said, y'all do forget, like Carl 40. Yes, Carl 40 and Carl is a millennial. At the end of the day, we didn't start off on internet. You said some shit on the internet, but you would have to see me. And I'm still on that type of time. Don't say it on the internet that you can't be able to roll and say in person. If you say it on the internet and I see you, I might slap the shit out of you where you stand. I'm not an internet bitch. You better find me in person and we can talk about it. And it may not be that much talking. I'm just saying. So watch it, like I always say, watch what you type and watch your mouth. Cause
Mhm.
I ain't on that level. I ain't Beyonce, bitch. You can see me out. I
So
catch the train
overall,
and walk, and I be walking in the neighborhood like everybody else. Bitch, you will see me outside.
I'm
I am not a
everywhere.
gent.
I'm
I'm
everywhere.
everywhere.
So, before we get into Stylist TV to end off on Chasing, how was your overall experience, and would you do season 8 again?
Absolutely. Say that Margie Chasing was everything I thought it was gonna be. It was fun. I had a great time. Like shit. All they did was throw parties and shit and have liquor. Bitch, what more could I ask for, bitch? Every time I show up, like, there's the bottle. Well, hey, bitch, let's get to drinking, bitch. You know, it was a great time. I would definitely do it again. So if they call me for 8, you know I'm coming back. And I would love to come back to start from the beginning. So I can really produce my own story and give y'all more of me because I didn't give y'all as much as I feel like I could have because I started late and plus I was doing stylish
You really
the
think
scene,
that?
huh?
You really think that?
I think I would give y'all a lot more. A lot of the stuff I had to like really kind of I had to separate because of course I was a cast member on the scene as well. So I was filming them at the same time. And then mind you, halfway through the scene, we lost most of our production team. So
Mm.
I end up being full time like cameraman and producer, like over on the scene. So I was producing that at the same time as trying to be a cast member over here. So it was a lot. It was a
I
lot.
think I think you ain't giving yourself enough, and I'm not even trying to be biased or kiss your ass because but it's like I think a lot of y'all, you and Ken, for to come in that late
Hmm.
and gave what y'all gave, I think y'all did a little bit more than some people that was on there longer.
I will say that me
Like
and
you made
I
a
will say
stamp,
me and
and I'm gonna be
Kendall
honest
really
with
did
you.
stamp. We
I'm
did
gonna be
stamp for coming in late.
I'm gonna be honest with you because there was talks behind the scenes.
Hmm.
If it wasn't for you and Kendall, and particularly you, y'all, you saved
Yeah.
this season.
I will say
You
that me
saved
and Ken Doll
this season, and
collectively did
Ken,
save the season. Me and Ken did do it
y'all
because I
saved
Ken
that
gave a
season.
lot that I didn't know that without me and Ken Doll, y'all wouldn't have had a lot of storylines. So me and Ken really did save the season.
That's
Yeah, we
funny because
did.
as
I
much as
will give
everybody's like,
that.
"Oh, she too ghetto, she need to be on there," well, the ghetto bitch done saved the damn
Then
show.
hey,
Because if y'all wasn't on there, would have been, and then they would have been
me
dragging,
and my
"Oh, they
and me and
this shit is that."
me and my
I'm like,
bougie bitch
listen,
Ken, we did come in and did take names. Like we did come in and do exactly what needed to be done. So I will give that to me and him. Shout out to me and Ken Doll. Okay.
so to leave off on this one question, if you, which you probably will, if you go back to season 8, are you and Sammy gonna have that conversation?
Absolutely. It's probably gonna be the first thing. Me and Sammy sit down will probably be the first one because that's the only thing that we never really nobody ever focused. And yes, me and Sammy, we're good friends, but at the end of the day, bitch, I have to call y'all what happened. And yes, we might have to sit down and we have to talk about it. That's it. And yes, I'd be more than happy to sit down and talk to Sammy.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So stylish TV is
Yes.
yours. You created it along with
No, that
JT.
style the scene is mine. Stylist is JT's. That's hers.
Oh, okay, I got it mixed up. I'm
So I
sorry.
own the
So
show. She owns
you
the
created
network.
the scene,
Yes.
and it's you, Scotty, JT, what's his name?
Bando.
Brandon. I call him Brandon.
Brand,
Brandon,
that's his real
etc.
name,
Some
yeah.
and what's his name? With I know. Oh, I forgot his
Delon.
name. Delon. Yes,
Yep.
Delon. Delon from
Set it
what the
off.
fuck was the Set It Off? See, I
Mm-hmm.
forget every damn thing. This shit was so long
Yep.
ago.
Yep. Yep.
I watched it. I didn't get to finish like the last 3 episodes in the reunion because I'm actually about to binge watch that tonight.
Yeah, it was a lot going on
Um,
with that.
I even was watching. I'm just like, what? I'm glad that they got their little like thing going on. I'm just like, but in the background, I'm like, how is Carl doing all of this and then chasing at the same time and then all these
Baby.
damn birthdays and then performing? I'm like,
Baby.
I listen.
That week
Everybody want to be
was
booked and busy.
crazy. It was crazy because, mind you, I had the scene that mostly people don't understand the scenes that I was in. I shot the scenes that I was in, and I
Mm,
shot everybody else's scenes. So everybody like, well, where's Carl at? Oh, I'm there. I'm the one holding the camera. So I'm in every scene. I'm just the one behind the camera. So it was just like, and the ones that I was in front of the camera, I was operating the camera still in. So it was just like it was a lot. Then had to get done with that, and then immediately go to a chasing scene. So I would literally leave chasing scene. I would change shirts in the car, and I would go to something for the scene. So it was just it was a lot going on, but we made it work. We made it work.
I mean, hey, welcome to the life of celebrity. We do
Yeah, it made it
that's
work.
what comes with it.
Yeah,
So yeah, so I was watching it. It was good. Like
yeah,
I'm gonna finish it because I got so many shows that I've been watching, and then life just been kicking my
yes,
ass.
every day.
Um, I was watching it. And it's good. Y'all actually did well with the numbers. Y'all got a good
We were,
season.
which I'm surprised. The scene was like the definition of pivot. Like, for example, just to give a little backstory, the scene was supposed to happen right maybe a few months after season 6 of Chasing. So we supposed to started this like years ago. So we came up with the concept a while ago, but we said we were gonna revisit it. So when we said we were gonna actually start it was like the end of 2024. We had really got a meeting. We had everybody that's on the cast we had talked to. Mind you, that was a core. So I will say the core stick around because that wasn't the original cast. They were just a core cast. So we sat down, people were on board. So we're like, what we need to do to go ahead and get this thing started. In the midst of us doing that, Chasen announced they was coming out with season 7. So we said, okay. JT was like, bitch, you need to apply for season 7, and I'm gonna go apply to be production over there. And bitch, we can walk over there and then we can revisit the scene after we get done with that season. I said, cool, yeah, let's do that. So when it didn't happen and I didn't make it, JT like, well, cool, we can still do the same. So I was like, all right, cool. We end up doing that in I think April, May, or April or May as we started it. and we just got everything right. We got the LLCs involved, the bank account set up, the contracts done, and we had casted 13 people to be on the first season. We got an immediate no from like 4 of them. So I think we were down to like 9. Then one of them filmed a bunch of work scenes, didn't make any group scenes. So we had to let her go.
Do you
Then
want
we
to
had
give
a
us some names of who they
her
are? So you
name
think
was her name is Naima. She was a trans woman. She's a rapper. She's really good.
never heard
She's
of her?
younger. Yeah, y'all would have, but and I still have her work scenes. I still have. She just couldn't make any.
What about the four that said no?
The four that said no, we were Bus Clown from Set It Off, our
Why
guy
he
from
say
G
no?
Status. He had a lot going on at the time. At first, he initially said yeah, but mind you, of course, we're doing this the correct way. We have to get contracts involved. We got to make sure, let you know exactly what you're going to be doing, what we expect of you. And he just couldn't commit, so he just said no, which is fine. Like I rather just say
At
no,
least
I
he was
can't do
honest
it.
up front
Be
instead of just
honest
going
up
in and be
front.
like,
Don't say yeah and can't do it. Um, our guy from G Status was supposed to
"Oh,
be
that
one.
fits him perfectly."
Yes.
He's another one that should be on chasing too. Our guy.
Yes. What happened with our guy is that our guy has a lot of PTSD from G Status, and I guess he felt like it was gonna be G Status all over again. I'm like, girl, I don't even operate like that. But I'm in a position that I noticed our first show. You don't know me. I've never produced a show, so I can't tell you that it's not gonna be that when you have nothing to kind of like go off of. So I just respected the decision and said, okay, cool. He don't want to do it. And who was the other one? We had 2 other ones. I'm trying to think who they were. Shit, I gotta look at the damn picture and see who's all on there. I forgot. Anyway, I just know I got media no. People I didn't suggest, so I just know they said no before we even got it filming. Then another one was another person because a lot of these people were suggestions from the core production, which was me, JT, and Scotty. Um, JT had and she had another guy, Chauncey. He's from Set It Off. He was supposed to come on here because he had a lot of
I know
ties to,
Chauncey.
yeah. So he's had a lot of ties to people that were on there, and we had a meeting with him about setting up a scene. Long story short, it just turned into a whole shit show. Me and him get into it, and I said I didn't want to move forward with him. So I told him, I said, the other production member, I said, we're moving forward on this side. I don't know what y'all do with him. If y'all want to, I know y'all suggested him. So if y'all want him to be on the show, y'all work that out on your own. He's a friend of the show if he is on here, and then y'all can bring him into whatever scene y'all want to. But as far as me working with him as a cast member, that is not happening. He is not on this show. Point blank, period. I don't want to move forward because we had got into it pretty bad about setting up a scene. It was like something, just a little, give y'all a little insight on that. When you sign up to be on a reality show, do not come on reality shows trying to make up stuff or you are not ready. So if you don't have things already going on, if you want to throw a scene, let's say a group scene and you want to get everybody together for a pool party, or whatever the fuck it's gonna be, I'm not finding a pool for you to throw it at. I'm not finding the time for you to do it, and I'm not picking the people to come to the damn pool party for you. You said you were throwing the pool party, so you find the pool, you find the time, and you find the people. All I got to do is come with my goddamn camera and film what happens. That's it. That's all. That goes for everybody. I'm not going to help you with your scenes. Do not sign up for reality TV if you do not have anything to show. You already know the basis of most reality TVs is showing what you do in your personal life and what you do on your work life. If whether it's entertainment, whether you're a rapper or esthetician or a dentist or whatever the fuck it is that you do, that you got to do that shit on your own. Don't come to me asking me what I'm supposed to do and what time. That is not my job. I hired you because I felt like you were talented enough to do this shit on your own. So meaning you should be able to pick your own events, and I should be able to just show up my camera and just capture what the fuck happens. It's a reality show. This ain't scripted. I didn't write a script for this, so you just figure out what you're gonna do. But with a lot of people, not even this Chauncey, that I'm not. This is not just for Chauncey. I had this with a lot of present cast members and ones that didn't make it, where they will have events and they did not know what the fuck to do with it. And I'm not gonna do that with you. I'm not doing that with any cast members. So we've
All
already casted for season 2, and that's the thing I have to talk to them about when we sent contracts out already. We've solidified our second season already, and I'm gonna have that meeting with them before we start filming. Do not ask me what you need to film. Don't, and then I had one cast member saying like, "Oh, I don't want y'all to film this." Look, I'm not a burglar. I'm not breaking in your house to catch you and sitting in your closet to catch you off guard. You tell me what you want to film and what you want to be shown, and I just come film it. That's it. That's all. I'm not trying to catch you up or sneak up behind you with a hidden camera. That's not how reality TV works. So, yeah, that was my issue with that cast and this one current. Like, I just don't want that to be a thing. So, if you ever think about doing reality TV for the audiences watching, please sign up for these shows knowing what you're gonna do already. That is not production's fault to figure out what you're gonna do. That is not our job. I want to rap, but bitch, I can't teach you how to rap. So you better have that figured out already. I'm just saying. But
So season two, are y'all having like any special appearances or pop ups? Like anybody from TikTok or anybody from like Chasing Atlanta, like just do one or two
I'm
scenes?
sure you will. Of course, all the original cast is coming back, but me. I am not coming back. I am full on executive producer this season. Um, we're doing that just so I can focus everything on one spot, and then if I'm called to be back on chasing, I can focus my entire storyline in just one area. So that's
Mhm.
why I decided it was my decision because they wanted me to come back on this next season. But of course, I make the final decisions on who's on the cast, and I decided to take myself off.
When do y'all start filming?
We start filming the end of this month, June. We already have 2 group scenes already, and that's where the new cast members will be coming in.
Oh damn it!
Yeah. So we start and we're gonna film probably into the fall area. We have a complete production team. Camera crew, we got about 4. We got editors. Um, we have somebody hired to do our intro. This is gonna be a very elevated. It's gonna be shit on the season that we just did. It's really gonna be completely elevated. Completely. Um, we've already got things in start, but like, of course, we're not doing any of that until I get a feel. We won't be talking about production of like promos, material, intros for the show until we're at least 2 or 3 months into filming because I got to see where it's gonna go. Because some of these people, as you know, like I just told y'all about season 1, they may not stick around. Well, so we started. You see, I had my ex boyfriend that was on season 1. He thought somebody was trying to attack his ass, or they were trying to set him up, and he ended up quitting. So just because you start with these people, don't mean they're gonna make it to the end. So right now we have a cast of 10, 11 right now,
And
and
how
I
long
think
is? I'm
2 or
sorry, I'm
3
gonna
gonna
cut
fall
you
out.
off.
No, you good.
How long is this filming process gonna be for the scene ATL?
So that depends on where the storyline goes. So first, we're gonna put the couple of group scenes together, get everybody together, and see where it goes. Because right now, like it's a reality TV, I don't know. We're gonna do it the same way we did the first time. We put y'all together and we just see where it goes. So the first group scene I said is coming up is gonna be at the end of this month, and then there was a couple of things going on in July. Come about August, we'll kind of we'll kind of gauge how long we're gonna be filming. My goal is to film until December. That's my goal. But we and then start putting the show and stuff together January and February and start releasing it probably about March of next year.
Oh
So
damn, girl, I would like to do a pop up, see what's going
you
on,
can, and but another tidbit I'll give you an
do a little
exclusive here
special
too. We are
appearance.
working on the scene in a different city already. So yeah, we have a scene in another city coming up, and we are already like pre-production of it.
And that's what I was going to ask you. Are you going to well, that just answer my question. Are you going to expand the show into different states, like the scene
Absolutely.
DC, the scene Houston, the scene New York,
Um,
the scene
yes,
LA?
yes. Like, but same thing how and Dario does it. Like, if you have to have an executive producer in that city that's gonna do basically somebody's gonna be the you in that city, and if you don't have a you in that city, you can't do it in another city. So that's what's it. But we did find a city that we have somebody that can do what me and JT do in a different city, and yeah, that's the city we're working on. So right now they're working on cast because the cast they initially casted, I think they because we told them to start small, like a cast of like 6. In that 6, I think 3 said yeah. So
Is
now
this
they
city in the
technically,
South?
if it is, it's in the South.
Is it in Texas? Because there's
It
too
is
many
in
cities in
Texas.
Texas.
It's
Okay,
in Texas.
so if it's in Houston, I got some people that y'all might want to put on or
We'll talk
references.
about
I'll say
that.
that.
Yes. So we got some. So we need a couple cast about 3 people. Now with this cast, I don't want them to do because this season we're doing 10. But as you know, season 1 we only did 6. And I decided instead of like when we had the fall offs and people who quit and got fired, instead of adding more people, I said no, we're just gonna keep this core 6 and just deal with that because it was a lot easier to deal with when our production team had fell through and cast members fell through. I said it's we need to keep it right here and just see what we can do with what we got. And I suggested that this city does the same thing. Just keep it small, cast 6, work with them 6, and then you can do bigger next season. Right now, you need to get them so they can see what it look like. Because when it comes to these things, they need to see what it look like before they say, "Yeah, I
Mhm.
want to be on it." So yeah, But
I'm
we're
excited to
still
see
working,
that.
and you might see a little bit of that storyline if I'm invited to come back for chasing. I will talk more about it and give y'all a little more insight into what I'm doing with the scene on chasing.
Okay.
Yeah, so y'all will see that.
Whew, okay, 2 hours. That's a lot. That
Yes,
is a lot.
it's a lot. It's a lot. I have a lot
So
going on. We could be talking about this for 8 hours, but
I
we got things
know.
to do. I can't stay here all night.
I know. I can't either. So I'm gonna play a little game with you to end this,
Okay.
and you're gonna have to pick one or the other.
Jesus. All right.
So okay. Let's start with a warm up. Burger King or McDonald's?
McDonald's.
Ugh. I stopped eating
Hmm.
McDonald's when I was like 15.
I ain't had
Haven't
Burger
touched it
King in
since.
years.
Haven't had
Hmm.
that either since I was a teenager.
Yeah.
Um, Popeyes or Chick-fil-A?
Ooh. Me personally, Popeyes.
Right answer.
Hmm.
Now, Raising Cane's or Zaxby's?
Zaxby's for me.
Really?
Hmm.
I like Raising Cane better.
I like Raising Cane too. I just like Zaxby more.
Mm, okay. Cool Ranch Doritos or Nacho Cheese Doritos?
Ooh, really neither, but gotta pick one. Cool Ranch for me.
Okay. Um, Kendall or Q?
Mm, that's a hard one. I like both of them. I probably go with who I probably talk to the most. It probably be Kendall.
Okay. Um, Tremel or Nova Banks?
It's gonna be Tramiel for me.
Now, Althea or Tony Bryce?
It'll be Tony for me.
Tony
Tony's
Bryce or
my girl.
Tremel?
Tony Bryce Tramiel. Tramel's my bitch. It's gonna be Tramiel.
TTB or Safion? Jawan.
um, Savion, shout out to Trap,
Oh,
but
um, Natalie Nunn or Tommy Lee?
ugh, two trash hoes. Ooh, I had to do Tommy. Natalie makes my ass itch.
Why you say that?
I really can't stand either one of them. But if I had to pick one, like off a cliff, save one, it'd be Tommy.
Um, Lemmy Plummer or Tilo from Now This TV, the CEO.
Oh, neither. But I'll do Nellis TV. Let me get to my nerve.
um, do I really want to do this?
Sure.
Sky Santana or YB Speaks.
I'll
You
do
know who's?
YB. I don't know who Sky is.
Oh, I thought you knew her.
Mm-mm.
Damn.
But
Okay,
YB is my
so
bitch, so I'm gonna do YB anyway.
okay. Um, Bad Boys Club on Zeus or Bad Boys Club Gemini Films.
Gemini Films.
Why you say
Definitely
Gemini
Gemini.
Films?
Way better storyline. They took the Bad Girls Club premises and approached it. Bad boys, they just baddies with niggas. Y'all fighting, won't even know why y'all fighting. Y'all met at the auditions and y'all mad. It just don't make sense to me. I just don't get it.
Okay.
Yeah, I do
Um,
Gemini Films, absolutely.
Cash Doll or Asian Doll?
Cash, the only doll. Okay.
Cause she's
Three
from
one
the
three,
Midwest.
baby. Are you better? 313 Detroit, bitch. We don't play. What you thought I was gonna say?
Biggie Smalls or Tupac?
For me, honestly, it's Biggie.
Yeah, it's for me
Just
too.
saying.
I love Tupac, but I love Biggie more.
Exactly. I love them
That
both,
Life
but
After Death album, that's my
when I look at
motherfucking
my music
album.
and what's on my playlist, is more Biggie than Pac. So yeah, it's clearly Biggie.
Yeah, that Life After Death album is one of my favorite albums of
Hmm.
all
Yeah,
time.
Biggie.
I actually have the actual CD too. I got so many
Hmm.
music. Um, TLC or Escape?
Ooh. Ooh, that's a ooh. 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 I don't even know. Ooh. That's hard. Jax, your name ain't Ooh. Go sit down. Ooh. Ooh, one of my favorite groups. Both of them. Ooh.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes. Ooh, that's like you fucked me up with that. Oh, because I know so many albums. Like, which album? But bitch, I listen to all of them. So it's like, what the fuck? Based on my life now, where I'm at today, Escape.
Okay,
But
well, Off the Hook or Traces on My Lipstick.
Trace on my lipstick.
I
That's
know
my
that's my favorite album
shit.
too.
Oh, that's my favorite one. Oh.
I got that's my favorite album from the two.
Does she
Um,
know? Like, yeah, like, yeah, hey.
Destiny's Destiny's Child or In Vogue.
God damn, you are really fucking shit up today.
It's the obvious. That's the obvious answer. I hope you picked the right one.
I'm going to, but that's my girl, my girls. But of course, I'm gonna go with In Vogue.
Oh no, I'm going with DC.
I'm going with In Vogue. My
Okay.
girl.
Escape or 702.
Escape, please.
3OW or 702.
702.
Mm-mm.
Mm-hmm.
Little Kim or Nicki Minaj.
Please, Kimberly.
Who else? Jennifer Lopez or Shakira.
Shakira.
B2K or Pretty Ricky.
Pretty Ricky.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I was a BGK fan. They were good, but not for me. I was
I'm
more than
more of a
Pretty Ricky.
B2K fan.
I was a
Okay,
big Pretty
so
Ricky fan.
Immature or B2K.
Mm. Hmm. Immature for me. There's my era.
I love Immature.
Yeah.
Uh, Suge Knight or P Diddy.
Did he?
Diddy.
I felt so guilty saying that, but yeah, did he?
I mean, his Press Play album was good.
Mm.
And I'm just going by based off of music. Other than that,
Oh, based on music,
um,
yeah, definitely did he.
who was out there at that time? Because I was like 5 or 6 when these bitches was coming up.
Okay.
Dan, Danny Kane or Cherish.
Oh, that's another hard one. Ooh. Huh.
I know who I'm picking.
Wait a minute. Ooh, uh, based. Oh shit. Okay, I'm gonna say Danny D. Kane, but Cheers was just like, that's my group. But I'm gonna go just for based on my playlist and what's on it. It's probably more Danny D. Kane on there. So yeah.
Okay. Trina or Emil.
Don't even ask me that. It's Trina over everybody. It's always Trina. Always
So Trina or Little Kim.
Trina.
Oh, you bugging? No, I'm going with
Yes.
Little Kim.
I'm going with Trina. Trina that's my queen bee. It's Trina.
Brandy or Monica.
Monica.
Aaliyah or Monica.
Monica.
Maya or Brandy.
Maya.
Oh my God.
hmm
And Dario or KL.
Dario.
Okay. Mm-mm-mm. Dominique or Troy.
hmm. Honest. I don't know. Oh, that's a tough one too. Me, based on relationship, it'd be Nick. I'm closer with Nick than Troy.
So surprisingly. Um,
Right.
I would say The Writings on the Wall or Survivor album.
Writings on the wall.
You better.
hmm
I Am Sasha Fierce or Dangerously in Love.
For me, Dangerously in Love. That was my album.
That yeah.
hmm
I'm reading off what's over there that I got.
Okay.
Kingdom Come or The Blueprint One by Jay-Z.
Blueprint one. I played the fuck out of that album. The fuck out of it.
Reasonable Doubt or The Black Album.
Reasonable doubt.
I'm going with The Black Album. I'm sorry. I play
I
that
know that's
shit the
right.
fuck out.
I play reasonable doubt.
I
I ain't.
love the Reasonable Doubt album though. I ain't gonna hold
hmm
that. Okay, last but not least, Rihanna or Beyonce.
Beyonce for me.
Okay, so I don't have to end this abruptly.
Okay.
Okay,
They
so I'm done torturing you.
okay. This was
This
fun.
is Thank you so much for taking the time out to come up with
Oh,
me. I know we're
no
supposed to do this
problem.
yesterday,
Yeah, yesterday,
but you know.
child, we was drunk as hell yesterday. Today was a better. That's why I'm out here laying in the bed now, bitch. Fucking with Scotty and Bandon got my ass fucked up out here.
Oh, I'm gonna be down there soon, so save some of that fun for me.
I will. That's why I'm taking recover. I know it's happening again soon, so I need to lay down now.
Do you have any questions? How you think this interview went?
Oh, it went by great. I'm good. Yeah.
Do you
I
have any
watched your
questions?
interviews already. I already know how it was gonna go.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm glad because I like to go on order and stuff so people don't get bamboozled.
You already know. But yeah, I already know how it was. I was just waiting for my turn. But a lot
I
of people said they
know.
interviewed me. They said, hell, you answered all the questions in the season. So we didn't really need to talk to you about shit. I said, hey, that works too.
Okay, well, I'm gonna let you go, Carl. It was so fun talking to you. My
Awesome,
girl. I
awesome.
love you so much. You're
Love
just,
you
you're just
much.
so, you
Ugh.
know. I gotta get going. I gotta meet some people. But we
Yeah,
are
I
signing
heard you
out. Can you
talking
tell people?
earlier.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, girl, stop calling me. I knew I was gonna do this. I was with them just the hour ago. I gotta interview somebody, and I'm not missing
uh
it.
no, my man, he just ordered a pizza and I got some cheeses here. He got some liquors. We about to he wanna drink again. I don't know why, but we finna watch a movie, so yeah.
Okay, date night. I see that.
He always wanted to date. We just had we went to an Indian restaurant yesterday. He never had Indian. He
Oh,
loves
I'm
it
not
now.
fucking on Indian food.
But he said the same thing. Don't knock till you try it. I'm gonna take your ass to that too.
Oh god, I'm gonna
You
stick
gonna
with the
like it.
Chinese. Take me to a
They
seafood
said
restaurant
it.
with the
I'm gonna
Japanese
take you to
people.
Indian, bitch. Once you get to Indian food, I said the same thing. You get some of that naan bread and that butter chicken, you gonna change your mind.
Mm-mm. Well, where can the people follow you?
Y'all know it's Kstar. That's it's with a Z. Kstar with two R's on on pretty much on everything. Of course, Kstar. The S is a dollar sign because there's another Kstar. That's my friend. He's from L.A. He is a singer. I am a rapper. And we actually did a show together, but we are two different
Okay.
K stars. Yeah, he is K star with a regular S. I'm K star with a dollar sign. We both are two R's. So you find me everywhere, all music platforms. Two albums out right now. Rockstar, Throat Factory. I got a new EP that's coming soon. I'm releasing my first single in the next few months. It's gonna be called Dumb. And I have a remix to Twerk Shit with my homie Marley J, my brother from Chasing Orlando.
Oh,
Will be
Marley.
dropping. It drops on
Can't wait to hear that.
yes, this actually drops this month on the 20th, first day of summer. Twerk Shit the remix, me and Marley
Okay.
J. And we all have another song together called Birkin Bag on his first project. Y'all go listen to that. Yeah, and all this on all platforms, by the way. So y'all can get me anywhere. Just keep your TVs tuned to Chasing Reality, where y'all can catch me on season 7. And just follow me on Instagram, but that'd be the best place to get updates with me. That's where
And
my music
stream the
drop.
music, please. We trying to get to the
Please.
VMAs
You
or the
damn
BET
right. But I
Awards
mean,
something.
honestly,
I'm trying to be outside over there. That type of outside.
listen, because I will say not being on Chasing, like my stuff has slowed down. So I was getting maybe like a couple hundred streams a week, but with Chasing, they didn't got back up again. So yeah, keep streaming that music, y'all, because some on there y'all like it. And when I notice y'all favorite cuts is all my favorite cuts: Bunny Pussy, Twerk Shit, and Cock Goblin. Y'all like just like me, so that's what y'all streaming. That's what I like to perform. So good job.
Yeah,
But y'all listen to the rest of the album too. There's other stuff on there too.
yep, make sure. I'm gonna take a peek at that new album. Y'all know where to not follow me at. Leave me the hell
Yeah.
alone.
Okay, period. But yeah, go and take a look. Listen to it. Got Bucci Cat on there, Dick Tip, King shit. There's some other tracks on there. So.
Do you think any of that's gonna get a Grammy submission?
Probably not. Shit, I don't do this shit for no I do this shit for fun, bitch. This is it. I every time I get on the stage and perform my music, I have a great time. That's all I do ever.
You know where I got that from, right?
Listen, at the end of the day, like shit, I still get booked every damn where. I still get performances. I still get paid. But she's like what Michelle Williams say, I still got paid. I still got paid. So whether you like it or not, I don't care. I got paid.
And I got
So
Beyonce phone number. Can call her anytime.
listen,
Y'all can't.
hey, y'all can't do that. So at the end of the day, bitch, it don't matter to me. But yeah, stream the bitch album. Book a bitch.
Okay.
Tell your people that I want Kstar to come in town.
I'm gonna see if I can get some talk to some people out here
Yeah,
and
my
get
last
y'all in
booking just
contact.
fell through. That's I'm supposed to be in Houston now. That
Girl, why you not
all
there?
the you ain't hear all of this Baco with the Star Awards, bitch. He canceled
Oh,
it.
I forgot all about. Yes,
Yes,
I
I was
forgot all
cast.
about
Yeah.
that. I go, what the
I was
fuck is
talking
in Houston?
That's
I
why
was
we at
gonna be
home.
there, but I was like, no.
We went out last night. We living out our fucking suitcase because we had packed every damn thing. Mind you, we was finna go out in our Grammy stuff and we put that shit on. Like first of all, it's 83 degrees outside, and bitch, where the fuck are we going with all this glitz and glam on? Like, I'm like, put on some sweatpants. We're going to Bulldogs. Like, it don't even make no sense to do all of that. But yeah, we supposed to be out of town, so that's why I'm sitting here in the bed because I'm
Mm.
in Atlanta. But shout
Uh,
out, the event that I had was booked. So the person that booked me wasn't the Starry Awards. I was booked with their partner. But you can't have an after show if there's no show to after. So
yup.
yeah.
Okay, well, I'm gonna let you go, Carl. It was nice talking to you.
All right, boo.
Love you,
Enjoy your
girl. You know
day.
I'm gonna
Love
speak
you
to you after
much.
this.
Of
Okay,
course.
and we are
Bye.
signing out.
Mwah.